Grab your beverages and turn up your interweb. Coming to you live from the Mecum Auto Auction in Houston, Texas, you're listening to Dudes and Beer.
Well, hello everybody. How are you doing? Chris Jordan here with the Dudes and Beer podcast. We are live here at the Mecum Auto Auction. And yeah, it has begun. The action has begun officially for us to be able to sit down here and make sure that all these cars come through. We'd like to give a very special thanks to the Mecum Auto Auctions, David Morton with Media Relations, who always gives us great frontline seats, things like that, as well as fantastic behind-the-scenes access and interviews. We'd like to thank the Mecum family and crew for allowing us to be here and up close and personal. We are literally about 8 feet away from where they are rolling the cars past this morning, and to be able to see all this stuff come through is absolutely amazing. We have with us today, of course, the illustrious Stephen Bishop, as always, as well as local host Randy Jordan.
Hey.
And our good new friend, Julie Connally, is with us. She made her first road trip with Dudes and Beer.
What's up?
Welcome, Julie.
Thank you.
We've also got Pops Davis, who is a previous guest from a past episode.
Gotta love it.
And from the Dallas area, and he made it down. He's actually a former tune head. He used to gear up cars and make cars and do all that kind of fun stuff. So he is our resident gearhead for the day. And we're gonna have a whole lot of fun. Pops, tell us a little bit. These guys have been out while Stephen and I were setting up. These guys have been out exploring around. Tell us a little bit about. There you go.
Oh, gotcha.
Tell us a little bit about what you've been seeing out there, Pop.
Well, I tell you what, it's any car show is just full of memorabilia. You know, when I go out there, I'm looking at these 50s, 60s cars that I grew up with, and each car reminds me of a friend and what we were doing, who we were doing, what we were drinking. So, you know,
Get a little personal.
all these cars just bring back. I mean, every car in here could bring back a certain memory for me.
Oh, sure.
That's lived with me all my life. You know.
Yeah.
It's incredible cars too.
What's been your favorite that you've seen so far? I mean, y'all had a chance to walk around. We had a chance to come and kind of preview a lot of this yesterday. But just in the little bit that y'all got to go and walk around, what's been your favorite so far?
Well, I'm guessing the 62 Vet back over here that is a car that I always wanted to own.
Yeah.
Almost did own, but my daddy said, no, you kill yourself.
That's
You're already a dangerous human being.
the one that got away, right? The one you wish you had.
Oh yeah. Well, so I had so many cars that have gotten away that you just they get old and you get tired of them, and then all of a sudden, gosh, you wish you had them back. Back when you buy a car for a good muscle car for $3,200. $3,400,
Right. Yeah.
and go tear it up. Gasoline was still like 28 cents a gallon. You know.
Yeah. Back when it didn't matter if you had a 20-gallon tank.
Yeah.
Just,
right.
Just blow
That's
and
right.
go.
Well, there's always a place to get gas, so
Yeah.
we just roll with it.
Well, and I'm actually interested to hear Julie's take, because I remember whenever I first mentioned it to Julie, she was like, I guess I'll go because I'm like the marketing person and I should really go and be there. And then she started looking at it online and was like, I'm actually really excited to go to this. Tell us about what you've seen so far, Julie. What's been your experience?
So my favorite was a pink Chevelle. I don't remember what year it was, but it was super pink. and very sparkly. Really likes that one. But also, I was looking at this little 51 Roadster convertible, and I was talking to a cleaning lady, and all of these guys came around because they thought that I had bought the car. And so that was pretty cool that they thought that I had bought a $100,000 car, because I was looking at it with somebody in a Mecum shirt, so they thought that I was like cleaning it or about to take it home, and I was like, oh my gosh, I wish. But so it's been a lot of fun, and everybody's been super friendly. The cars are awesome. I really like, there's a vintage fire truck. It's
The fire truck. I love seeing the fire trucks and stuff like that whenever they're on here. It's so cool.
We did a little video work yesterday, Chris, and we got that fire truck on there. It was a nice looking fire truck.
No, that thing's awesome looking. And Steve was actually a first timer. The first Mecum that we did was the first auto show period that he'd ever been to. So, what's your experience been like, Steve, just walking around Mecum and seeing this?
Well, I certainly do have a new appreciation for these type vehicles, and they're beautiful, man. And I mean, just experiencing all these nice collectible vintage cars all in one area, it's really something, man. I tell you. And I might not know a whole lot about engines and stuff, but man, I got a lot of favorites out there. I can tell you that much. I got a whole lot that I like out here, And man, if I had the money, I'd be bidding.
That was a green Barracuda that rolled down here earlier.
Oh, that Barracuda.
That was fun.
Yeah. And it's, probably one of my favorite things about this show is just right here, coming right by us. It's just the fact that there are kids, there are families, there are so many people that are walking around. It's really a generational thing. You even brought Andrew today.
Yep.
My nephew Andrew.
Yeah.
I like this vehicle pulling up. Check out the guy driving it.
So cool. It's a vintage taxi. It looks like a gangster car.
Yeah. They still use those in London.
Oh, really? Seriously?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. That's a classic taxi over in England.
Yeah.
And,
It's actually got the
like some
for-hire thing on it.
It's like some Al Capone would be driving around in.
Yeah.
It is.
Right.
It's so cool.
Look at that. That
Yeah.
is very
I wonder if
interesting.
it's bulletproof.
it's really it's kind of strange the type of cars, the European cars there are compared to American iron.
Yeah.
They're so much more downscaled, smaller, but not necessarily. There's still quality craftsmanship, but just the difference between the models. Our U.S. iron, big.
Right. We're all about big, right?
Yeah, we're all about big. And these other guys were all about the economy.
Yeah.
And
we
class,
got more
and class.
we got more room to park those big things.
Yeah, we do, just a little bit. So,
Look at that bad boy.
Oh, wow.
Oh, nice.
yeah, that's a beautiful Z28.
Oh, man.
Oh, dang, I don't have my lot.
Yeah, what
book
year
with
is
me.
that one?
What lot number is that? Somebody tell us what lot number.
That's a 69.
Okay. Oh, that is lot number S18 for those of you. For those of you listening in, tuning in online, please make sure to go check out
that paint
Mecum
job.
Auto Auctions online. You can see all the cars that are here today. You can also check out NBC Sports anytime that they have the Mecum Auto Auction going on live. Our good friend John Kraman, who's been on the show, is out there doing the voice of NBC Sports. They've got roving reporters out here. Great, awesome. High impact coverage. A couple years ago, we used it in our promo video on Facebook. A couple years ago, they actually had that 71 CUDA I was showing you last night. It was one of the only two in the world with matching serial numbers, and it sold for like $3.5 million. Something insane like that. It was crazy.
That was two of a 1971 Roadrunner.
It was a CUDA.
A CUDA.
It was a CUDA. Yeah, it was the Hemi CUDA. There
only
was a
two in the world.
prototype. Only two were made.
Yeah, only two were made because, back in '70, they started all their emissions and different ways of doing your compressions and this, that, and the other. So those two were probably ordered the year before, special ordered, and then came
That's
to,
how
to
that
the
came
market.
about.
And that's
Huh?
probably how it came about. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Speaking of nostalgia,
Ooh, look at this one.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Look at that
nice.
Thunderbird.
The hardtop T-Bird, absolutely gorgeous.
my remembrance of this car is back when I was a baby and my mom's taking me to go see the movies that about the beach and all of that. Here's a 1957
Oh, yeah, yeah.
T-Bird
Yeah.
that she.
Yeah,
that's the
exactly.
car of her dreams.
Yep.
Was a 1957 T-Bird convertible.
It's a
So
beautiful car.
that's the memory I have of that, and I've always wanted to buy her one, but never could afford it.
Was it like one of those Frankie and Annette movies or something like that?
Yeah, right.
Little beach blanket
Yeah.
bingo action.
Beautiful car.
And the fun thing about Mecum is the fact that it's not just cars. Like, set up right here down the hall from us. Typically on Saturday morning, one of the first things that they do, I think they did it yesterday morning though, was a memorabilia auction. And they actually sell like vintage gas pumps. They sell old road signs, old gas signs, tires.
cool.
Well, there's a
tire
little
shop
section not
signs.
too far from us, Chris. I think they've got that right there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And our friend Sean Tajapur is set up right down there from West Houston Muscle. We'll be talking to him later on today. I know Dave Morton has some interviews for us that he's busy lining up right now and trying to find people's free time to bring us to talk to some of the insiders here at Mecum. And we do have a guy that we talked to yesterday that hopefully we will be able to get on to talk about the process. He's here individually selling his classic truck, which goes up for sale at 3. So we'll point that out whenever it comes by.
Nice.
But, oh, yeah. Here comes a beauty here.
Ooh, look at this one here.
I mean, the Mercedes is nice. I like all the new cars.
Right.
They're sharp, they're definitely distinguished, but I don't know, there's something about the lines of the classics that really get me. And
Yeah.
especially the old roadster cars, like you were saying a while ago, the old English taxis, things like that. Like, I'm a sucker for a Duesenberg, stuff, those kind of things. But even pulling up right here behind the Mercedes is just
Ooh, I'll take that one.
absolutely
I like
gorgeous.
that.
Ooh, no, I like that truck that's behind it.
Ooh, that's cool
Oh,
too.
yeah, the Chevy.
Uh-huh. Although I think it's just meant to look old, but it's pretty cool.
Oh no, that came out right up around the same time as the
Still like that. other
the
one.
nice PT Cruiser that you used to own, where everybody was kind of, and at the same time, we just saw a T-Bird go by. That was the same time that Thunderbird went back to that body design and went back to the rounded headlights and the elongated body, shorter, squatter, more of a coupe style T-Bird. And there was this whole vintage rebirth that happened in the early 2000s with American automotive design. And it was really kind of cool to see, and it's really rebirthed a lot of the American muscle car with the Challenger, the
Right,
Dart,
yeah.
all that kind of stuff. And it's an interesting setup right outside. Speaking of which, is the new Dodge SRTs, the sports tracks. They are just, oh my God, they're amazing.
Oh, they're out there doing the drifting and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, they're out there doing it, but it's a thrill ride. So you can go out and sign a waiver and hop into the passenger seat and go out and go
Make
drift
sure you sign
driving
that
with
waiver,
these
though.
professional drifters. It's crazy sauce, It's pretty intense.
I bet that'll get your blood flowing.
Yeah, exactly. Now,
Tried doing that up Pikes Peak.
no,
Whoa.
exactly.
We raced up there for 10 years.
Well, and tell us a little bit about that, because you used to actually build cars and race, and give us a little bit about your background and your gearheadness there, Pop.
Gearheadness. Well, I was kind of like a gearhead coming out of high school, and went to the trade school for it. Soon found that I could probably make a living and I wasn't smart enough. So then, of course, life happens and you get away from it for a while. And then I did a little track racing in my younger days. And then we started drag racing. So we drag raced. We built a 67 Camaro big chassis and a 598 cubic inch motor.
Ooh, that's a big motor.
Had a lot of fun. Just it was a rush every time you lifted the button on.
Oh yeah,
on
yeah, absolutely.
1,000 horsepower or so. And it was a rush going through a telephone pole at 133 miles an hour.
Oh. I was just going to ask you if you've ever wrecked in one, you know.
Yeah, I totaled that one.
I'd imagine.
Pretty much complete.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Hit it dead square. In the
But
telephone
it
pole.
didn't stop you, right?
I was out of track.
Yeah.
Oh hell no, I didn't stop.
Didn't scare Pops.
That was like like $150,000 hit. So
Holy shit.
So then we kind of backed off. And,
Yeah.
My stepson wanted to race Pikes Peak. Well, the cheapest way to race Pikes Peak was on a four-wheeler, a quad. So he got a Yamaha 450, and we tricked it out, and he went up there, and we started racing Pikes Peak, which is a thrill. It's a real thrill.
I bet. That sounds awesome.
So then the quads just weren't getting fast enough, 70, 80 miles an hour just wasn't fast enough up the hill. So we built a 240 SX with a 240 cc four-cylinder. Put turbo on it. Actually had it tuned to 500 horsepower in that little car. We stripped it out, and we had a great time racing that for several years. So, that's after that. I mean, I've always been a machinist, a mechanic, a welder. So everything just kind of came to me naturally to build stuff.
Yeah, just a natural progression from one to the other, from the interest to having the skills to make it happen.
Yeah.
And, while you're here, I did happen to notice as we were coming in that Big Red was set up.
Whoa, we got to get those guys back
outside.
on.
So, yeah, we gotta go out and talk to Big Red Racing and try to get those guys on the show. They actually race Pikes Peak.
Yeah.
They are the world's fastest 69 Camaro. So you got to go out and meet those guys.
And didn't I hear right, Chris, that last time they raced Pikes Peak, the car burned down?
It was right after Pikes Peak. It was
right
after. They were doing some qualifying races, and yeah, it blew up. Like they literally blew up the engine and had some nasty.
But are they now in
like the whole car burned down? Like it's
Yeah.
been a complete year rebuild. It happened like a week or so after Mecum last year. But. It's just interesting meeting people like that this is their passion, this is what they do, and they've chosen something that, like I've told people so many times, especially whenever you get into classic car realm, you better know something about engines or how to turn a wrench or have a really, really good buddy that does.
Yeah, that's always a good plan.
You're not going to find somebody in here like that doesn't know, I don't think,
No, you will. You will.
Julie doesn't know.
Well, I mean, like...
Sorry, a wrench now?
Yeah. What'd you call me?
Yeah,
What kind of wrench was that?
yeah, what kind of wrench? The one that
Hands in the
turns.
screwdriver?
Yeah.
The one that
I don't know.
loosens things.
I'm at a loss.
I know what a flathead is.
All right. Well on your way.
Yeah.
These guys take a lot of time and effort to rebuild these things.
Oh, you can see
Parts-
the love in them.
Parts are are
It's like a lot of time, money, hard work, and passion, you know?
Yeah. Parts are harder and harder to come by for the old iron. You've got to really dig, and that's the reason why the prices are what they are for good old Detroit iron.
Yeah.
This newer stuff, you know, the technology is a double-edged sword. Back in the good old days, you had a set of points, and if you had a battery and fire and gasoline, you'd make anything run.
Right. Yeah. Probably only need about a dozen tools to work on the thing.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Simple. You wanted more horsepower, you built more cubic inch. You know.
Yeah. You bored it out.
So, and today, with the technology that they have, we can tune these engines to incredible horsepowers. We could not have done that back in the day, and I like it, but I don't like it, because building drag cars, I mean, that's just pure go for as many cubes as you can get.
As much horsepower, right?
As more, horsepower and torque as you can get. And then they come out with these smaller motors.
Yep.
More nitrous, you know, being able to time everything electronically to milliseconds to give it just incredible power.
It kind of became a real science at that point, kind of, in a way.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. It is a science.
Well, especially now that you're getting into composite materials, ceramic engines, you know, all that kind of stuff. It's becoming more and more common to see that kind of thing in a modern vehicle that's coming out. You know, ceramic heads, all kinds of stuff. But yeah, you're hard pressed as a tinkerer to be somebody who can go out.
Which one is making that sound?
You just hear the engines
there,
over here.
yeah.
It sounds beautiful.
Yeah, it's you're hard pressed to find somebody.
I think that's that Ferrari down there.
Oh yeah.
Is making all the noise.
Yeah, somebody wanted to show off.
It's like, I'm new and shiny. Pay attention to me, even though I'm not as pretty as these older
Exactly.
cars.
Hey, look at me. I'm over here.
Yeah, I got lines. Look at me. But yeah, it's interesting. You don't find as many people that sit in their garage and necessarily tinker with their car so much as they customize it now. You know, a lot more of the stuff has gone to body packages and that kind of thing, as opposed to really tweaking the engine and doing that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and being old school, I'd rather tweak the motors, the carburetors, timing, and all that myself.
Yeah.
The electronic stuff, if I was a lot younger, I'd probably try to figure it out. But I'm not that good with electricity. Anyway, so.
Yeah. I don't play with cars. I worked in a shop and I can change my oil. I'll typically pay the $15 extra so I can be like, hey, dude, you jacked up my oil change. I'm all about giving somebody a job.
Got this Lamborghini right here in front of us.
That would be a Ferrari.
Oh, I'm sorry, Ferrari. Sorry about that.
That's all right.
And that's the one that was revving, I'm sure.
There you go. See, Julie knows.
Oh, Julie beat me.
Julie knows. Yeah,
I love that red interior, man.
Oh,
That's sharp looking.
Yeah, nice red leather. Oh yeah.
I think it was this Ford GT that was making all the noise.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
those are just beautiful cars. They've always got at least one GT that comes through the auction.
Oh yeah.
And I think there are 2 or 3 here this year. I know I saw a couple here yesterday.
We really have the best seat in the house here.
Oh, we do. Like I said, and we have to once again thank David Morton, because he makes it like we will be doing some walk around, we will be doing some man on the street.
Yeah, he
stuff,
keeps passing by. He's a busy
like
man.
That. But he is nonstop all day, and he's the media relations guy. He's the one that sets us up, and it's like, listen, Power's really scarce, but I'll make sure that we get you set up somewhere good.
Yeah.
Somewhere where people can see you. You know,
It's customer service is
somewhere where you can see the cars,
second to
and
none.
see all the action going on. So, yeah, and oh yes, look at this. Here is the re-release of the Shelby that came out a few years ago. That is just absolutely gorgeous. I love that one. I saw that yesterday.
Yeah, is it technically missing a grill, or is it like that?
On occasion, they remove the grill to make sure it doesn't get messed up.
True. We've seen a lot of that.
That's why you see a lot of the X's on gas tanks.
Yeah, the gas
tank,
tank,
like that,
the actual...
to make sure the emblems, classic and vintage emblems, don't get messed up. That kind of stuff. Yeah. I took some good pictures of that one yesterday. And if you want to see the pictures that we're talking about, folks, we have made them all accessible. Feel free to go to dudesandbeer.com, photos, and under the photos page, you'll see a sub-page there that is literally, you'll see Mecum Houston 2017, and whenever you see that, click it. You'll see a slideshow that is everything that we're taking, everything that we're talking about right now. You'll see all the pictures that we're taking. You'll be able to keep up with the action live that happens throughout the day. So
there's actually a video I caught just prior to the show coming on a while ago. It's a really good video of the opening.
Oh yeah,
and people dancing.
Oh yeah. No,
it's awesome.
It is high energy here at Mecum Auto Auction,
and a light
like
show.
I said, we'll get to walk around in a bit and have man on the street. We'll have somebody in there with all the bidding action, but it is full tilt boogie whenever they go live. It is flash and trash all over the place.
It's like full of energy, man. It's intense, dude.
Yeah, it's great.
It's really intense.
And it's hard not to. Pop came up even before we started and was like, look at that. Like you could see because engines were starting and fumes were coming through the air. You could see the goosebumps on his arm. Like it's a visceral moment. It is literally a barrage on all senses whenever you come to something like this, because the smell of octane is in the air. You get to walk past the SRT exhibit outside, and it smells like burning rubber, like they're out there changing tires all day long, because they're just peeling through rubber. I feel for the guy that has to clean that up and has to like regrade the concrete. Because there's just going to be 3 huge like quarter-inch thick donuts of rubber just embedded on the concrete out there.
Doing donuts all in that one little area.
Yeah, exactly. And if you'd like to chat with us while we are live on air, please do make sure to go to the Google Play Store, go to the Android store, download the Dudes and Beer app, and you can tune in live to us all day long. We'll be doing about hour-long sessions, then doing some live stuff to YouTube, Facebook, going around and taking photo bucket pictures, that kind of stuff, to give complete coverage of this whole event. But we'll be here until 5 o'clock, giving you at least hour-long episodes as we go through everything that is the Mecum Auto Auction. And like I said, it's so much more than cars. It's family, it's tradition. The Mecum family themselves has been into collecting automobiles and into the automotive tradition for a good 30-something years. And they just started the auctions not too long ago, and it's amazing the popularity that they have. Like Randy was saying before the show, or I guess last night while we were hanging out, he was like, I want to go to the farm auction. There is actively a farm auction that they have that's old farm equipment, old John Deere tractors.
Where's that again at? In Ohio, right?
I want to say Ohio or Nebraska, something like that.
I want to say Kentucky.
It may be Kentucky. Sometimes these events float around. Like it was in Austin. They had a Mecum in Austin last year, and then ended up not doing it in Austin last year.
Man, that blue Cobra that just went by, I like that, man.
Yeah, that is the Cobra reissue. That is not an actual original.
I'll take
Cobra.
a reissue.
That's a 2012 reissue.
I don't care if it's the first one, but I'll take it.
Yeah. It was.
I also want this car.
Yeah.
This one here reminds me of like Bonnie and Clyde.
That cool, like little back seat that's open.
Yep. Yeah, the rumble seat in the back.
Look how pretty that
great.
is.
Oh, the colors. The
Yeah, that's
colors are absolutely
spectacular.
I like the
great.
color tone or whatever. It's
I can't get in pictures. I'm too far away on the table. We've got a selfie stick somewhere.
It's over there. I took it out.
Oh, okay.
Or
Yeah.
Randy took it out.
look at
Yeah,
that.
we had a chance to sit back and barbecue and kind of prepare ourselves for what is Mecum last night and just kind of go over some of the vehicles. And-
So that thing in the back there, that's where they sit in the back seat.
yeah, that is a rumble seat.
Rumble seat.
You open it up and
Yeah, you're going to rumble all right, I bet, if you sit
Right.
Yeah, right over the wheel well like that.
exactly.
Do some rumble.
Yeah.
It's pretty and green.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Oh yeah, these are actually some of the cars from the LaQuay collection out of Florida, and these were the cars that were set up right as you walked in.
Yeah, and I forgot
there
their
was a
name.
whole row of them, and we did a video yesterday live to YouTube.
The hood ornaments are
Facebook.
awesome.
The hood ornaments are absolutely beautiful.
This one here is like, what is that, a duck or something? Or
Yes.
Some kind of bird. It's a work of art all on its own.
Yeah, well, and that's just it. Like most of the at this point, whenever you bought a vehicle, sure there was a hood ornament that came with it, or at least an emblem. But if you had the money, you paid for custom hood ornaments, and sometimes there would be like so much that they were maybe only like 10 or 15 of them cast. You know, it was absolutely amazing. And
hey, Pops, is that a Packard? Is that what that is?
That's I think that's
I think it might be a
it's not a
Packard.
LaSalle. What is that?
Trying to read the little words. No, they say
that's a
Oakland.
1931 Oakland.
Oakland.
Oh, the Oakley.
Oakland. Yes, the Oakland.
But it was by the front door by the Packard still.
But,
Yesterday.
yeah, we well, I mean, they were all over there together in the LaQuay collection, and that's the one thing that I love about Mecum is that they get together with some of the biggest collectors in the country. And this is my third time to Mecum. Our third time is Dudes and Beer as well. Fourth time to Mecum, third time with Dudes and Beer. And I have to tell you, folks, you're going to see some action if you tune into NBC Sports right now. I have not seen this many yellow no reserve stickers on this
There are
many vehicles.
hundreds.
Yeah, like easily 2 out of 3 cars at this auction today are no reserve.
Look at that one.
And for those of you, there's the
A
LaSalle
LaSalle.
I was talking about. Yeah, I knew it was coming up.
Wow, that's a beautiful car.
And for
then.
those of you that aren't aware, that don't shop eBay, that don't do the whole auction thing, no reserve basically means that you could put your paddle up and you could say $15. You could start the bidding at anything. And most people have more common sense and don't raise their paddle at something like this and say $15. But it does happen.
Gotta start somewhere.
It does happen. You got to start somewhere, and you tend to get a lot more action. You know,
I'll
and sometimes
buy
it
that
can
for
scare
$1.
people away whenever they're maybe maxed out at like 25, and somebody's reserve is like 27 on a car. You know, and it's like. I'd like to put a bid in on it, but I don't even have anywhere to wiggle into a bid.
Yeah, Chris.
You know,
Hey,
beyond
Chris,
my
why don't
limit.
you fill out that nice little credit form that was by the front door?
I considered it. I considered it again this year, but I don't know. I don't know with Dalbus coming and everything else. I don't think right now.
And
I'm
these
sure
are maybe
you'll
not
pass.
the most practical
Yeah.
cars.
If I could suspend the car from some springs at my tree or something, and you could like bounce in it, that'd be cool.
Can you imagine you driving one of these cars in your neighborhood? You'd be baller.
Yeah, no, I would never ever have one of these cars in my neighborhood.
You get some custom Dudes and Beer paint on it.
That would never happen.
That's right.
Oh yeah,
Only
maybe
if
not.
I
You
can
could
get-
keep it at my house.
Only
That's
if I
okay.
can get Dudes and Beer blue. That's right.
You can make that happen.
It
You can
could,
make that happen.
yeah. Well, something tells me if I get one of these cars, I could probably afford to have it painted any way I want.
Right.
Yeah.
Right?
I saw one over in one of the rooms that went out on Friday that was a custom paint job, and it was like all of these skeletons that were dancing on the side.
That's kind of cool.
And
I like that.
it was beautiful work, but that's a very specific audience there.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
that runs a big
Yeah.
gamble to go to an auction
Yeah.
with something that specific. Like, not a lot of
Right.
people are going to want to run around with dancing skeletons on the side of their car. You
Yeah.
know?
Because
Oh,
you might
it was
like that
beautiful work,
particular car, but then you've got that real particular paint job now on it.
Yep.
Yeah, who would want that?
I
Very
mean, some
few.
people, and
Yeah.
it was beautifully done. You could tell the craftsmanship was impeccable, but
Oh,
not
look
for
at that.
everybody.
Yeah, the
Ooh,
striping
look at
on this
that.
is absolutely gorgeous.
Look how shiny this one is.
Wow.
Shiny
Hey.
black.
Going into Julie
That
World, I
shine-
like how shiny it is.
That shine, just so you know, actually comes from the people at 303 over there. They have teamed up with Mecum. They're at all their events, and they are like a professional detailing company.
They
have
keep the fingerprints completely off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
They're
they
right
they
on
have
it.
some of the most state-of-the-art waxes, polishes, Insta Sheen, stuff like that you could ever imagine. And the guys that work with them are just magicians. You see them probably, but the cars they're taking care of, probably about every 15, 20 minutes afterward, they are coming by with a diaper and just wiping down and just glazing over, and it's an all-day process. You'll see one 303 guy amongst like 5 or 6 cars, and he's just wiping them down
Right,
all day.
all day long.
All day long. just
Now they
keeping
don't
them
actually use a diaper, right?
beautiful. Oh, yeah.
Oh, they do.
They use a diaper
The
or a
cloth
chamois
kinds.
cloth.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Yeah,
What
cloth
do you know?
diaper.
I
Cloth
didn't
diaper
realize
is
that.
one of the most gentle things that you can put against a car.
I guess so.
It leaves no residue. Things don't fall off of it that'll scratch like a
Right.
towel. It's not a rough
Use
surface.
Good enough.
microfiber.
It's probably what their
You could
gloves
do
are made of, something
microfiber, yeah.
similar too.
I would say micro.
Yeah, no, their gloves are definitely microfiber. You can
Oh, you
tell
can
they're,
tell,
they're
yeah.
kind of satiny
Yeah,
to the touch.
it's not a tight fit to the hand. Looks fabricy.
These
That's
little
a tough one-man push.
Yeah,
Sure
it's
is,
a
ain't
heavy
it?
car.
That guy's about 85 pounds wet.
Wow. Wow.
Good job, guys.
Yeah.
They are the heroes. They are the heroes of Mecum, the car pushers and drivers,
Yep.
guys.
Yeah, there are no composite
There-
pieces on that thing.
No,
that
no,
thing, that
there
thing
is
total
there
100%
is
metal.
there is nothing but steel construction underneath that solid steel body.
One dude's not pushing that unless you're going downhill.
He made a noble effort
God.
in about 3 different hardcore pushing positions to be like
Right.
Not gonna
Sisyphus.
I wonder what it would be
I need
equivalent
some
today.
help now.
It's not happening. bro.
Today's
my
vehicles, how many would it take
Yeah, yeah.
to equal that
And I mean, look
on
at
weight?
Carriage.
Look
Oh
at that.
my
It's got the actual
would that
wood.
be
It's got the
equivalent to?
actual wood frame on the
Well,
on the
it
canopy.
depends.
Yeah.
If it's a
Leather,
Toyota,
just the work
that'd
on these
probably
cars.
make
And
two.
I'm so happy that I get to sit here and see these because these are my favorites. I
amazing.
love watching. Like, look at this old Ford pickup coming through right
Oh, I didn't see that yesterday.
now. Like, how did you not see that yesterday?
I don't know.
It's
I
got
must-
one of the coolest friggin' hood ornaments,
And I've
man.
Yeah, it does. Like, a little
the
angel or
woodwork
something.
in the back of that thing is absolutely top notch. It's beautiful from head to toe. It's got the original Firestone white walls on it.
Wonder what a
mean,
white wall would look like on my Ford Escape.
You should totally get
It looked
some
tight.
walls for your Escape.
It looked tight.
Get you some moons for it.
Some wire wheels.
Get you some half moons.
You-
Wire
no,
wheel
you know what
baller.
you need. You
Baller.
need the white walls with the outlaws. Get you some outlaws on there. Some just.
I don't know what that is.
So they're the ones that are like just solid metal. They look just like riveted solid metal. You see them on like hardcore muscle cars. From
Oh
the
yeah,
60s.
that would be great
yeah,
on a
the
2015
That'd be
Escape.
sick.
Totally.
Yeah.
On them
Yeah.
Novas.
Get them in some 19s.
Right?
I
Have
wonder
to
if I
have
would
your
get
weel
pulled
wells.
over more
Have to have
often.
your wheel wells taken
It's hard to
out.
get white
so you
walls in 19-inch though.
Can, yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty much sold on the white walls now. That's
Okay.
gonna happen
Okay. All right.
to match my white car.
Absolutely.
It'll elevate me from the other soccer mom cars.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we're about halfway through our first hour of coverage here, and right here is one of my personal
Man, time
favorites,
flies.
the Stutz Bearcat. We got a great Stutz out here with the Bearcat engine in it. They had it open up yesterday, and it was, I mean, the pin work on it, the pinstriping is absolutely gorgeous. Like every flute on the grill of the side is pinstriped individually.
Sure is.
It's just, the detail of work that went into these things is they are literally rolling works of art, and it's amazing to me how well taken care of they are.
Was this like a cop car or something? Why does it have that light on it?
The hunting light was an option. I mean,
This one, yeah.
Yeah.
lights weren't that bright at the time. Those headlights that you see are really about as bright as your average bulb flashlight from the grocery store. They're gonna maybe
It's like an Edison light.
yeah, they're gonna maybe go about 15, 20 feet in front of your car. That's about the max. So
Safety
you better
first,
have some
guys.
good eyes.
yeah, you got the other light to be able to see further. It's got a little bit more reflectivity to it.
Wasn't there a time back in the day where, because the lights weren't that great back then, where after dark, people really just considered not going anywhere? It was kind of like don't drive after dark.
Well,
because,
sure.
Well, in 1922, that's probably all the light you needed
Yeah,
on a car.
Yeah.
it's true.
You weren't going that fast.
Right.
Yeah.
You were going that fast.
Maybe 25.
Well, no, you'd be going.
Just like hang a lantern
We've
on
been
your
going
car.
about
Yeah.
45, 50 at a good clip. I think 65 was about the land speed record close to that time.
Jeez.
But yeah,
Do that every day and then some.
yeah. Here's this V8 that came through yesterday, and just
Ooh,
the
wow.
green rims on that.
Uh-huh.
See, I like
this-
that.
I might
one.
be rethinking just the white wall now. I might want some colorful rims
Yeah.
and the white wall.
Yeah,
Look how pretty
I'm
that
gonna
is.
have the best Ford Escape ever.
get some pinstriping done.
I think I already do. It came with some stuff that was just
No,
already
you,
on
you
the
need
line,
you need the
you
wire
know?
wheels. You need the wire wheels and the white walls. No, you need to go total retro.
Go
Like
all out.
1930s.
Pretty interesting
Go all out.
paint scheme with the
With the green, yeah.
the
Yeah.
green.
Oh, the green's a nice pop.
I
That's
like
cool.
it.
With the-
I'm thinking like a little sparkle pink instead would be fantastic.
No, you might be right. I
I'm
don't
sure it's
like
out
the
there.
green on the black there.
But imagine pink with a little shimmer with the black. That would pop.
Sparkly.
Yeah.
That's my favorite color. Sparkly.
Mine
That's
too.
hers too. Hers too. And, so you don't like that green with the black?
It wouldn't be my first choice. No.
Kind of reminds me of the Green Lantern.
They kind of refer back to it though with the pinstriping.
That's
so
what I
it
was
kind
gonna
of
say,
fits
Back in the
because
day, it'd be
together.
the Green Hornet.
Pinstriping is really kind of sweet. I like the
grill
pinstriping,
is
but
really cool.
without the wheels, you would barely even notice the pinstriping.
Right.
And it's just, yeah, like still got the tires strapped on with the leather strap to the side. It's great.
That's just a beautiful car.
It is, and that's just it. You look at the design, the function, the form of vehicles from this era, from this time. It's absolutely amazing to see the history that gets to roll in front of you.
It's a fine Thunderbird.
Yeah.
Okay, we don't have to fight each other for the Thunderbird.
Here's
There's another one.
Here's another hardtop Thunderbird coming through.
It was about to get close.
What would you say? That's a copper color on that Thunderbird? Is that what that is?
Yeah.
I would say kind of a.
It's got a little mauve to it, but
Yeah.
copper is pretty apt. I like it.
It's almost like a metallic pastel. It's interesting. It's like almost like a flesh tone.
Like a rosé.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Like
A rosé.
Yeah.
Yeah, metallic rosé.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, there you go. Y'all hit it. Metallic rose.
Yeah.
You break out my L'Oreal color wheel. I'll find the right color.
Yes.
Pairs well with a nice cheese.
Yeah, right.
That's right. I think any of these cars would pair well with a nice cheese. Yeah, I would imagine. I would imagine getting one of these cars and never ever putting it on the road. if I got one of this quality.
True.
But that is the
But
cool
you
thing.
gotta show people.
Well, that's the cool thing about Mecum is that there are actually cars here that are like in the affordable range.
Totally.
Yeah.
I saw one that I fell in love with that is hasn't met the reserve of 20,000 yet, so it's still hanging out from yesterday, and it's beautiful.
Yeah.
So I texted it to my husband, and I was like, "Do you have $20,001?"
Yeah.
So I'm waiting to hear back, guys. But stay tuned. I might buy a truck.
That's right. Liam, just so you know, this is not where your car is coming from.
No, Liam already knows. He's got a 1997 BMW convertible coming at him next
All
week.
right. Good.
Nice.
Go kid. Yeah, I remember Randy got his first car from an event like this. My dad got him we went to the Houston Auto Show, which is actually happening concurrently.
Yeah, right next
I
door.
can attest to that because I accidentally walked in there
Yeah.
first.
Wow.
Yeah, and yeah, we were walking around and he saw this '64 Falcon, and that was one of his first cars, and it's just a great price. And ended up talking to the guy, and it never even went through auction. He ended up, I think they took it through the auction line, but we're like, sorry, folks, it's already been
Already
sold.
sold.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I like it whenever they turn the lights on and stuff. Oh, it's a beautiful Stingray coming up. Another one from the LeQuay collection. I think we've got a few collections coming up today.
Look at that.
That
There
guy's
we
got
go.
a lot of fingerprints on it.
I
People
noticed
sat in
that.
car.
Yeah.
What's the number on that one?
That's
I don't know. I
S38.
don't have a green sheet in front of me.
No, I mean,
S38.
38?
Yes,
Uh-huh.
that's 38.
69,
Followed by 38-1.
63.
That one is spectacular.
We've got two vets in a row.
I like the white one better.
Yeah, I prefer the white one.
It's got to be a little older, huh? You
Oh,
say that one was
consider.
a 61?
You were talking about my first car. That was a '64 Falcon.
Yeah.
Oh.
They've got a '64 Fairlane over here
Yeah.
that is red, but I mean, that very, very close, very similar body styles, but
Yeah.
red instead of maroon.
Yeah. Yeah.
I hated that car when I had it.
That's crazy.
You-
I hated it. I did. You know,
Just because it was old?
no, I loved it. It was a gorgeous car, but I was used to driving, you know, Chevy Cavalier, and a
Power-
Ford Taurus,
power
and all
steering.
of that stuff.
Yeah.
And you know, different ways to start, different ways you got to take care of it.
It's like a workout just to drive it.
You know, it's
Yeah.
just a completely different thing. And I mean, I got tons of attention at school and stuff, but when, it was one of those things where, you know, got rid of it. I think Dad bought his company Taurus at the time and gave that to me instead, and then took the Falcon back and eventually sold it. And about a year after I got rid of that thing, I wanted it back so bad.
Yeah.
I'd love to get another Falcon.
Oh,
I
yeah.
really would. I don't know if
Yeah.
I could fit in the damn thing, but
Go high tower and pull the front seat out.
right?
Oh, yeah.
Here
We
comes another.
just got a line of vets coming through here.
Yeah. What's that? A navy blue, something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little coupe.
63 excites me. I like those 63 split windows.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the
yeah.
split windows are, yeah.
Oh,
Oh, that's
God.
gorgeous.
Yeah, that is probably the most sought after
One of 'em,
vet
yeah.
is the split window.
Oh, they had a gray one too. I guess
They had a silver. They had
Yeah,
a silver
yeah, yeah.
gray come through.
I've never seen animals in here. There was a dog just passed.
Maybe a service dog is what
Yeah.
I was wondering.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
Anxiety dog or
Yeah.
diabetes dog.
They have anxiety dogs?
They
They
sure do.
Like they can sense if you're starting to get your blood pressure up, and they like come and calm you down or like remind you to take medicine.
Yeah.
They also have them like they can somehow tell if your blood sugar is dropped, and they'll like come over and then like do something so that you remember to like
start licking you in the
do
face
whatever
like
you
crazy.
need to do. It's crazy. I mean,
Really?
dogs are
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah. I don't know how they train them.
I'm going to get me an anxiety dog. That way, whoever's making me anxious can get their ass.
No. You need an
Not like that.
No. You get an anxiety parrot.
Yeah.
That's it.
Anxiety parrot.
Chris, I think you needed
Oh,
more
we go walk-
swears
last
at you.
night.
Oh, yeah. You get a parrot on your shoulder. Get a parrot on your shoulder.
Shut the hell up.
That's what you need.
You know, nobody will mess
No,
with
it's
you
just
with
a
a
good
parrot on your
excuse to
shoulder.
walk around with a parrot on your shoulder.
That's right.
It's my
Hey, hell with you.
anxiety
This is
bird.
my anxiety parrot.
My anxiety parrot.
Yeah, right?
Look like a pirate.
Sorry, sir. You can't have that bird in here. Oh, yeah?
I have a hard time in crowds.
Yeah.
Arr, my tiny.
Even a little tiny service vest.
He's got a very tiny little handle on his back. So you can
Walk the plank. Walk the plank.
have him chained to you like a watch chain.
Nice. Yes.
Like going to your breast.
Don't pet the anxiety parrot.
That's right. That's right. Please don't pet him. He's working right now. That's right.
He's working.
You got the little vest on. Working. Please do not distract.
Check that out where the
Stuff like
license
that.
plate goes on that thing.
That's pretty
Yeah.
cool. Oh, that's
Yeah,
gorgeous.
we got Mecum folk taking pictures of it.
Mika,
That's what it's all
there's
about.
NBC
That's
right
where
there.
it caused a ruckus with the anxiety parrots.
NBC? Hey, NBC Sports.
Hey, NBC Sports, we're over here.
How are you doing, NBC? Yes, once again, ladies and gentlemen, if you are listening to this show, we just provide some different coverage. That's why they have us here. They have coverage all over the place. They invite local media. They have national media here. It is all live streamed to the internet on their YouTube channel.
Well, I heard they were gonna either have us or NBC Sports, and they say, well, why can't we do both?
Well, yeah, and that's
That's what I
basically
heard.
what happened. And there goes Mr.
You're like, guys, we don't have to
Morton,
fight.
our media man, walking by, and but yeah, we did actually get to have John Craman on a couple years ago, the first Mecum that we did, and it was exciting. We got to talk to him. He is the voice of NBC Sports and Mecum. Whenever they do the Mecum Auto
I do
Auctions
believe that
on
was
there.
our
But
very
you get
first
to see
interview.
firsthand all of the bidding process, the excitement that happens, the raising of hands, the flashing of cards, the devil on the shoulder that
Another
goes
stinger.
on from people like Frank Mecum and the other auctioneers that are out there literally making these people bid, making them move, making it happen. Because it takes something.
Playing devil's
There's
advocate.
they're playing that little voice in your head that's trying to keep you strong. The one that when you're 3/4 of the way up Everest and your Sherpa just fell off, the one that's like, you came here for a reason, man. I know your Sherpa just fell off the mountain, but the top of the mountain's right there, and you're going to make it. You can do this. This is what you came here for.
Just a little bit more.
And that's what they do is they help these people that are in doubt as to whether or not they should purchase this vehicle, whether or not they should see this through to the end. They give them the strength to see it through, to say, you know what? This is why you came here today. You flew from across the country to get this car that you've been dreaming about for 20 years. And it's right there around the corner. Don't let it pass you by, man. This is the one moment. This is the moment, the final test. You must have all the resolve.
We lost Pops to a 1961.
Oh, yeah.
Corvette
Pops
convertible.
Just got up. He's like, hell with you guys. I'm going to go walk around this car.
I'm going to go look at this beautiful machine.
No, this is fine. This is like 8 or 9 vets.
That
all
is
classic
well,
vets
in a row.
In a
And
row.
if I'm not mistaken, that's the one that he saw in the book last night that was like, yeah, if I was going to bid. Was that the
go
one
get
that
you
you
a
had
car,
said
Pops?
that you would bid on? No, that wasn't
No.
that's not. Look at that driver's front quarter panel.
it. Oh, yeah.
That's kind of a low quality car, if I have to say so myself.
Really?
Whoa.
Well, give it to us, Pop.
Yeah.
Lay it down. Lay it down.
Well, look at
Tell people what to look for.
Well, you can see the imperfections.
Oh yeah, it's actually bubbling up a little bit where the
I
metal
can see
part's
The
soldered
fender,
on.
it's just it looks like they threw it together.
Yeah. You
It's
can
not
see
lined
the
up right.
little
You
beads
see
of rust
like
up
some
underneath
orange
it.
peeling
Well,
or whatever
your,
under
your
the.
Corvette bodies are fiberglass, so I mean, there's no reason to have something that obvious in an auction car. I mean, somebody's getting rid of it, but it's still. You take the time to put a fairly nice paint job on there. And then you look down the quarter panels, and they're all wavy and dented. It's just that.
Maybe it's got a low reserve or no reserve.
Yeah.
They went all that way, it seems, and then kind of didn't
To
finish
half-ass
it.
it.
Yeah, the half-ass do
Yeah.
it.
You
Yeah.
kind of
Exactly what
just.
he did.
Yeah.
And this is one that I loved yesterday. Whenever I saw it, lot S43, this beautiful Chevrolet.
Ooh.
I love it with the gold accents on it. It's got the gold grill with the offset gold Chevy emblem on the
I
front.
bet that bad boy's heavy to push.
Just beautiful, just gorgeous with the chrome and gold. And I'm a sucker for the classics like Bel Airs and that kind of stuff. I love me a fin on the back of a car. You know, it really just gets me. And yeah, it's interesting to hear you say that though, Pop, about the quality, because so many people are just so amazed by the whiz bang and what's going on that they aren't necessarily looking inside the finer details.
Oh yeah.
The people I love are the ones that are out there displaying their vehicles, and if you look close enough, they'll actually have a mirror
Right, yeah, I saw those.
Oh, yeah.
On the
sticking out
ground.
about halfway underneath, so you can actually see the undercarriage work. You can see that there's no rust. You know, you can see the under
Yeah,
part
you
of the
gotta
engine,
have an eye for it too. I'm
everything
sure, and know
else.
what to look for. You know.
Yeah,
So to a professional's eye, you know, I mean, they're probably able to pick that off pretty easy, or pretty well.
Yeah, but I mean, you got people that come here to auto auctions all the time, and they're well versed.
Right.
Here, I would say probably, I'd say a minimum 50% here that are at this auction have an eye for that kind of detail.
Right.
Like this is a beautiful 57 Bel Air, but look at the
it's-
chrome above
Yeah,
the door.
look at that
Even
chrome.
the paint is really
Yeah.
speckled on the back end there.
Sure is. I see the speckle.
You know, that's to me. Well, this isn't a show. This is an auto auction, I got to stand back from that.
that's true.
You know, because I'd be very particular about what's going on.
And then maybe somebody else is going to buy this car and
Take
they
it the
see
rest of the way.
See it the rest of the way.
Take it the rest of the way, yeah.
They can get it at the price that they're willing to
But that's
invest.
also what I was saying, though, is that's what's cool about Mecum, is that, yeah, you've got the high end. You've got the
Yeah, you
stuff,
do.
like I said, like the 71 Cuda that was a prototype, 2 of them in existence, the only one with all
Ooh, I
matching
like
serials.
Right.
And that moves for $3.5 million. But then I've also seen cars sell for like $9,500.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've
You
seen
know?
those.
Like we've seen cars sell for as little as like $15,000.
Wasn't there one where like
Uh,
7,500? Wasn't there one?
There was
Yeah.
one last year, and I want to say it was a Ranchero or something
Right,
like that.
yeah.
That went for like 8,500, 9,000, something like that.
Nice. I dig
You know,
me a Ranchero.
Oh, I'd go Ranchero all day long, man. I'd jump on a Ranchero, and they're bringing the Ranchero back.
Go a Rancho. All
Oh,
day.
yeah?
If I'm not mistaken, or not the Ranchero, the El Camino. El Camino is coming
Yes,
back.
Oh,
they
really?
are. Brian's
Because they're
excited
coming
about
out. They're coming out with an SST version. They're coming out with a sport version
Okay.
of the El Camino again. So that'll be cool to see an El Camino Super Sport out on the road again.
Again,
You know what
yeah.
just blew my mind the other day, and I'd heard that they came back out with them, and I hadn't seen them, and Amy was like, "I can't believe you right now." And we were in the parking lot going to have Amy's key, or going to have Julie's key made over at Home Depot, and I walked by this Taurus, and I was like, "No way!" And I walked back, and sure enough, there it was, like SHO. Written on the side. I was like, dude, it's a Taurus SHO. I heard that they re-released them. And it's so dorky and wrong, but I remember the
love of
Taurus
the Taurus.
SHO when it came out was like It was like the car used in RoboCop 2 and stuff
Right,
like
right.
that. It was just
Yeah,
like,
but they
it was
don't. They
like
don't
the
look like.
sports
They don't look
edition.
like an '87 Taurus.
They
though.
don't look like an '87 Taurus at all. No, but
That one looks pretty
they do
impeccable.
look like kind of a souped up Taurus though. So it's nice. It's nice. I was just interested to see one on the
This
road.
Thunderbird is fine.
And- Oh yeah,
Beautiful.
That just yells, take me fast.
Yeah.
You know, just wants to hop out there and be
kinda-
in front.
it kind of says, "Hey, you riding me." And I like the slight pearl inside that paint job.
Right. Yeah. No.
So it's just slightly in there to give it this ivory white.
No. Yeah. I love that ivory color.
It's
with
really
the,
nice. It's like a bone white instead of like plain white.
And that
Almost
one, there's
like
a lot
a-
of love in the details.
like a
I mean,
chili-
there's no
like a-
imperfections I can see.
chili pepper colored interior.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, that is a good description. That is like a chili pepper. Aw.
And there's the new souped up smart trike going by. Sorry, letting you push me scrolling.
And now we're going to see a few
Again,
Mustangs.
Like
now.
I said, that's what I love. I love seeing the fact that there are families here. There are parents bringing kids. You know, it's a
Young
tradition.
kids,
It's a tradition. It's something that families go out and do together. That families go out and check out.
Fathers and sons.
Yeah.
8, 10, 12-year-old kid
Yeah,
boys. bringing
exactly.
There's one going right there
Here's
as we
one right
speak.
here,
Yeah,
right here
as we
behind
speak.
us. He's got his nachos in his Mecum hat.
Sure
And
does.
that's right where they belong.
Living.
Just walking around, living.
I don't
it,
know. I
loving
don't know
it.
if I put nachos in my expensive Mecum hat. These things aren't cheap.
Nah.
Neither
They're
are
fine.
the nachos.
No, they're not. Nachos probably cost as much as a hat.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
not the same.
The hat comes with the nachos.
But I will say it's a quality hat.
Should.
And there's some halfway decent nachos. And on that note, folks,
Making
we're
me
going to go
hungry.
ahead and wrap this first hour of coverage from the Mecum Auto Auction. Thank you so much for tuning in. Keep tuning in. We will be back. Don't go anywhere.
We'll be
we're
back.
going to be going out. Keep track of us on the photo bucket. Go to dudesandbeer.com/photos. You can see all the photos that we're taking of Mecum. There's over 100 photos in there already, and the day has just begun. Tons of pictures coming up. We'll have some exclusive interviews with people from Mecum Auto Auction, with people that are builders, people that are sellers, people that are buyers, people that are just walking around. Until we come back, everybody, please remember, go download the Dudes and Beer app. It's absolutely free. Tune in live, chat with us. We'll talk to you soon. We'll be right back. Take care.
Stay tuned for more live coverage from the auction floor, as well as interviews direct from the Mecum Auto Auction in Houston, Texas, right here on the Dudes and Beer podcast. To listen to our audio streams and chat with us live, download the official Dudes and Beer app for both Android and iDevices, available on the Google Play and iTunes markets. Dudes and Beer is a proud member of the Revolution Digital Group family of podcasts. Thanks for listening, everybody, and until next time, drink responsibly. Grab your beverages and turn up your interweb. Coming to you live from the Mecum Auto Auction in Houston, Texas, you're listening to Dudes and Beer.
All right, and we are back, everybody. We are back from the Mecum Auto Auction. I am Chris Jordan, your host. We've been having a whole lot of fun here. We've been having a great time. We got Steven and Pops here at the table with us right now. Randy and Andrew and Julie have gone out to explore and see what all is going on. With us right now for our first 5 minutes. If you want to spin the wheel, you actually have to come over here, like us on Facebook, get a ticket, and we do a drawing at the beginning of every hour. Randy, if you would like to take care of this gentleman, that'd be great. We're actually live on air right now, Mr. Garza. No, you do not win a car. Sorry. You win Dudes and Beer merchandise or a chance to be on Dudes and Beer. Like our good guest, Michael Wasson, who has just won a trip to be on Dudes and Beer for the first time. How are you doing, Michael?
Doing great.
Fantastic.
Yeah, congratulations.
So, tell us
winning.
a little bit about what brought you to Mecum, why you're here, and everything else.
Well, my dad actually has a very passion for Mecum Auto Auctions. He always actually has, and he became a member not too long ago, and we've come annually every time they're in town, And
oh yeah, it's a great show.
So do you just do the Houston auctions?
The Houston, and last year was Dallas.
Oh yeah, cool, real nice.
And you got to really appreciate the work that goes into these cars. The blood, the sweat, the tears.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's just it. And that's what we were saying earlier in the first part of the broadcast. Everything else was the fact that there is so entirely much work that goes into this. People spend literally half a lifetime sometimes restoring some of these vehicles. And what I love is the barn finds, the ones that people have had since they were 16, that kind of stuff. It's phenomenal to me how long some people, because we as men get attached to our toys. We get very attached to our toys. I recently had a microphone that I had to throw out that I've had like 25 years. It was one of those like, man, I just can't fix it anymore. It's lived its life. It's gone. I can no longer fix it and make sure that it still works properly. But to see things like this come back to life is absolutely amazing. And that's somewhat what y'all do with your business. Explain a little bit about the business that you guys do.
Well, I work for a company called Legacy Mechanical Solutions. We do HVAC. My brothers are technicians, and I'm the apprentice. I think it's interesting. You go into an attic, and everybody just does a half of a job. They want to get in and out quick, and it breaks down in a year or two. And it's just
nobody
not
wants
good
that
work. They don't care.
Yeah.
That's what's nice about having a family business. Everybody's close. We're close to our clientele, and it's amazing having that relationship with the customer.
Yep.
And knowing that if anything happens to the unit, they are immediately going to call us.
Sure.
Yeah.
Right.
And we'll be gladly to take care of them.
And it's like when you do a good job such as that, isn't it like the best advertisement is word of mouth because
exactly.
You've done a good job and people pass that along.
Well, it's very much the same way with this industry and with this passion. Craftsmen know craftsmen. And even in what I do with audiovisual technology, it's a very small, close-knit community, even though it's worldwide and across the country. Business names, company names. They pop up all the time. And whenever you're into restoring cars regionally, there are hot spots. There are certain places that people just tend to take their vehicle to because they've been doing stuff for so long, for so many people that they know, that it is a word-of-mouth industry. Very much of the automotive circuit is word of mouth and people finding out who you are, stuff like that. Would you say that that's true, Pop? You raced cars, you did that kind of stuff. Would you say it's an incestuous industry like that?
Well, it is. It is a good bet. Yeah, the guys that I raced with, and we all just come together and go do it. As far as across the country, it's a brotherhood.
Yeah.
It's like a big family, And You know, I was raised around cars my entire life. I was raised around AC my entire life. For as long as I can remember, my dad handed me a wrench, or my brother said, "Come help me," you know?
Yeah.
And I don't know, I just think everybody should be like that. You know, just care.
Yeah. Well, and you know, it's interesting that you say that, because you're right at the age of 16, and it's interesting to me how in the school system nowadays they've pulled a lot of things like auto shop and you know, Votech, that kind of stuff, where, you know, kids like you learn to turn a wrench, and you learn that it's okay to turn a wrench, and it might actually be fun to turn a wrench. Like, you may actually end up with a career out of this that you might actually like going to every day, you know, and loving it.
Well, I'd like to say something about that.
Go ahead, Pop.
You know, you strive to become a good at what your craft is, whatever that happens to be.
Yeah.
And the way you make your business or even your life successful is by going the extra mile for and not doing it particularly for a customer, but doing it for your self-satisfaction.
Exactly.
Right.
I'm harder on myself
Yep.
than anybody could have ever been on me.
Yeah.
Because when I took it from somebody else, it's just constructive criticism.
Yeah.
But when I'm looking at my stuff and I'm not satisfied, that's just
Right.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, it's just like this show. Heck, earlier during the second episode, we had a slight technical issue, you know, and we ended up losing some audio, stuff like that. And hey, it happens. It's a live broadcast. I don't have somebody over here running a truck like they do at Mecum. I don't have I am the host. I am the technician. I am the broadcast technician. I wear so many hats that, you know, sometimes when it happens, you just got to be like, hey, man, we just got to let that go and roll on.
That
oh
is
yeah,
nice.
No, that
Nice.
Impala is
Impala.
absolutely gorgeous.
Wow.
And it's like, yeah, those are the ones that I like seeing, that are just, and ones like this one right here, the Sinclair service vehicle back behind it, the old tow truck, the old Sinclair oil tow truck is fantastic.
Yeah, the old truck coming up, I really dig the Sinclair one. I'm not so much big on Impalas, but I do admit that one there is very beautiful.
Like I said, I'm a fin man. I like fins on my cars.
That's true.
I wish we'd
You
go
did say
back
that.
to it, because there was some cool action.
It's 1960.
Nice.
Yeah. See, that's the kind of work that I'm talking about. You know, you see that
Big old boat.
you go
Big
out
old
there.
boat. Just go out on a date and just cruise the avenue.
Yeah. Heck yeah. And you know, that's a lot of what this show's about, is bringing people back to what they remember, bringing back the nostalgia. That's why they do all of the memorabilia auctions. That's why they do all of the road art auctions, you know, with all of the old signage from the 60s and stuff. And it's super fun to come and see that. Like last year when we were here, before the main auction started, they had a thing of signed guitars.
Yeah.
From bands, like signed guitars and vinyl. They had like a guitar signed by Kurt Cobain that sold for like $30,000, something like that. It's great because it's memorabilia, and they understand the fact that along with cars comes so much else.
Right.
You know, kind of like dudes and beer. People are like, what's it all about? Is it just about beer? And it's like, no, because there's so much more to being a dude than just beer. You know, it's what we are, it's what we do, it's what we're passionate about. Like I said, guys love their toys, like children. We take care of them like children, you know, and we put a lot of effort into them. And when something happens, like you said, like when the technical issue happened earlier, it took me a couple seconds to shake it off, because it's a technical issue, and dang it, I'm beyond that, and it happens. But yeah, it sure is a kick to the pride nerds whenever it happens.
Well, you enjoy what you do, you love what you do, and you do it because of the love of it. And so that's why you're the hardest on yourself when you don't do that good job, or, they come out to your expectation.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why one is usually hardest on themselves.
Well, it's
that.
it's the fact of I know what I can do, and like
Right.
Pop said, to cut corners on things just to get a job done, I don't do that. I go the extra mile, and it's not to make my client happy. It's not to suck up to anyone. It's that if this was my show, this is how I would want it done.
Exactly.
If this was my house, this is how I would want it done. So if I'm in somebody else's house, why would you not do it the way you would want it done? Like, It drives me nuts for an electrician to come in and wire your house, and you have 85 circuits in most homes now. You got 2 panels, and good luck finding one that's labeled. Like, they don't even label it for you before you leave. Like, that's horrifying. That's just crazy sauce to me that they have that going on.
It's dangerous what they have going on in the industry right now. I mean,
you're
relying on someone you don't know, and I mean, how can you trust that person if they're going to be in your attic for 2 hours and get out real quick and never call you back? It's dangerous because a fire can start instantly. Just like with your car, you're not going to drop your car off at a shop, and if you did not hear from word of mouth, or if they did not have a label,
or if it didn't have good reviews online.
Exactly. You know, you don't, like, I forgot who told me this, but I was going to go get a Mecum paint job on an old truck. I recommended it to my friend, and then one of my other friends just said it's horrible work.
Yeah, no,
it'll last 7 months at the most. And
oh my gosh, that's nothing.
It's just terrible, and the craftsmanship of these cars specifically are just amazing, just like everything should be. I feel like everything back in the day, I feel like everyone should really listen to what the older people have to say, because they actually know how to get it done right.
True.
I mean, just like you were saying, don't cut corners. Get the job done and treat it like it was your own.
That's it. Like it's no good like doing things wrong the first time, then having to come back and do them again and fix it. And it's the same thing with cars, that kind of stuff. Like you start putting Bondo on something instead of just replacing a fender or doing the fender right. Like, you could be getting into a lot more work later to have to restore it, and have to get things done. And it to me, just so much of automobiles and cars relates to everyday life. The concept of maintaining things, keeping up with things, making sure that you are adulting properly. Like a vehicle is really, to me, your first test of adulting. And like if you can properly take care of a vehicle, if you can properly take care of a car, then you're going to be able to take care of a lot of things in life. You're going to be able to preemptively see things and make sure that you can be proactive in life.
Along those lines, what I've found is that people don't have a clear view of what they want.
Oh yeah.
And they'll start a project without having a clear view of what they want to come up with. If you want to come up with a round-and-round dirt car, that you're going to wreck 2 or 3 times a night, you want to build it for that.
Yeah.
But when guys start, particularly, drag cars, for instance, because I have a lot more experience in that, when you start a car, you really need to know exactly what you want. Because if you don't, you wind up doing stuff over 2 and 3 times or more. Your aluminum work, the direction you're going on in your carburation or injection, whether it's going to be alcohol or if you're going to use, get good gas or whatever. Exactly. You got to have you got to have an idea of exactly what the end product needs to be.
Oh, most definitely. Most definitely. And I mean, I do the same thing even whenever it goes with so many things. We are an instant gratification society now, and we've literally brought ourselves to this point of, listen, I don't have time for details. Well, unfortunately, without those details, we're going to have a real hard problem getting your project off the ground.
Yeah.
We're going to get to a point, when it comes to a point of decision, you're still going to have to make the decision.
Right.
The only difference is if you make the decision now, then we don't have to call you when that point comes up.
Right.
We can just keep working. And it's not 2 days of back and forth of, oh, what about this, what about that? And, you know, it really is a point of preparation and trying to preempt things that happen ahead of time. And it's the same thing with automobile maintenance. Like I said, if you're looking at getting, and this was one of my favorites that I saw yesterday, was this Bel Air wagon that's just gorgeous. I love me an old wagon, and you know, whenever you're getting a car like that, it's a beautiful car, it's in great shape, but like I said, before you go out and spend money on a car like that, you really have to wonder, A, do you know how to get underneath that hood and turn a wrench and keep up with it? Because it's going to, unlike your regular car, which still requires regular maintenance, it's going to require a little bit more regular maintenance to keep it tuned up right and going right. You know, and either you need to know what you're doing, or you need to know somebody that knows what you're doing.
Yeah, you need a good friend.
Yeah, and a really good friend who's like, cool, let me bring my parts and some beer over and let's fix my car. You know, not like a shop where it's like, sure, drop it off and pick it up 10 grand later.
Yeah, $90 an hour.
Oh my gosh,
$150 an hour.
That's it, exactly. And but that's just it. You know, you could probably attest to this as well. Michael, that good work is not cheap and cheap work is not good. And that's really the way that comes about. That's really the way that it is. As we let you go from your guest spot here, Michael, I want to, number one, say thank you so much for coming on the show, coming and entering the contest, stopping on by the booth, downloading the app, all that good stuff. Hopefully you're looking at carrying on the family business once you get out of high school and doing so. Right now you're kind of in family internship mode and learning a little bit about it and all that. But tell us a little bit about what you're looking at in the future, what you're looking at this summer over the school break, and where you're looking to go with things business-wise as you mature. Let's hear a little bit about the future of you.
Well, number one, I really want to try and focus on getting out of school. I want to try and graduate next year. So I might be working through the summer a little bit, and I'm going to be working full-time with my company, well, me and my brother's company, Legacy. And after I get out of high school, I'm going straight into HVAC.
Okay, great.
I'm going to get my degree to become a technician.
Yeah.
And then maybe further down the road, maybe 2 or 3 years, I'm going to go to automotive school and learn body and paint, and you know, it's a tradition. My brother went to SAM, to college, and graduated.
That's pretty
top of his
ambitious.
class,
That's pretty ambitious on your part. I mean, you want to do HVAC and then do go into mechanics, and
it's the two trades I know. So I'm sticking with what I know and what I love. You know, my dad always said, "You'll never work a day in your life if you do what you love."
Damn right.
That's he's 100% correct.
Yeah.
Well, why two such diverse professions? I mean, the AC, you can make a good living doing that.
Right.
But then you want to go and learn mechanics for your personal use, or you want to use it in a business sense?
Well, further down the road, we were possibly talking about maybe opening up an automotive shop. This is just, talk. This is garage talk, basically. Me and my brothers, this would be way further in the future. But we would for sure, the reason why I'm going in both trades is because I'm the youngest out of 4 brothers. So I'm a
You got something to prove?
Oh yeah, I got something to prove. I got to get ahead of everyone. You know how it is. Dad loves the cars, and He loves doing AC. My dad's been working since he was 11. He's started mowing grass.
Oh, wow.
Started from there. And he built himself up, so...
Well, and that's just it. It takes hard work, dedication, just like building these cars, just like doing anything. It's those that are passionate to succeed. You definitely have that. You've got the fire in your belly. So get out there, get after it. Good luck to you, man. Godspeed.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for spinning the wheel of fate and being on the show. We can't thank you enough. Take care. If you can't be good at it.
Yeah, good luck in your endeavors.
And that right there, folks, is a prime example of, thank you so much, Michael, of what Dudes and Beer is all about. Michael, please take a guest T-shirt. You were a guest on the show, so you officially get a guest T-shirt. Yeah. All right, there you go. Hot dog. So that's just one example of what Dudes and Beer is all about. What?
It sure was. That was a great kid to have right there.
Yeah. And let's do a favor here real quick. Let's scoot these mics over. So Julie gets that one, and let's just rearrange some stuff because of our technical issue. Pop that one there back in front of you, Pop. And we should be all set again for talking and conversing. So Julie, what did you see on your adventures out there?
Well, this time I actually met somebody who had 5 cars that he had restored and sold at auction today. 4 of them they actually met reserve and he sold them. One of them he did not, and he's taking it home with him and heading out, so he didn't have time to stop by.
Oh.
But he was pretty excited that he sold 4, and he said that also he had 1 boat that was at a boat auction this weekend that also sold for more than reserve. So he was flying pretty high.
All right.
So I was
4
excited.
out of
Talked
5
to him
that
for
you
a
had.
bit.
Yeah.
That was a profitable weekend for him.
Yeah, absolutely. So that was
Right.
pretty cool. That's all I really did. I talked to him. I looked at some cars. We saw actually the car I was talking about. My son has a 97 BMW convertible that's coming to him in 2 weeks.
Wow.
They actually have one that's here that's like not quite as in good of a shape as his. So he was pretty excited to see it in real life.
All right. There's nothing quite like getting to see your car before you get it. Doing great. We've got a visit, doing fantastic, David. David Morton from Mecum just stopped by to check in on us, and we're having a grand old time, David. Thank you. They treat us so well here at Mecum. We can't thank them enough.
He's pretty impressed by our koozies. We should give him one. Oh wait, we did.
We did give him one. We would absolutely love to thank David Morton, our media relations agent, for Mecum, as well as the Mecum family, the Mecum staff. They're always so gracious for having us here and making us a part of this. Randy is actually outside right now at the SRT event. We were trying to do some live stuff, but apparently we're having some cell phone issues, things like that. So some of the live on-air coverage may not necessarily come through, but we're still going to be giving you fantastic interviews from right over here. Pretty soon we will be having a representative from Curing Kids Cancer, the main charity that works directly with Mecum, as well as our friend Sean Tajapur from West Houston Muscle will be stopping by in a little while.
Our buddy's coming.
Or a little car or a dinosaur.
Yeah, we got people coming by, grabbing things out of the prize bucket. If you want to come and win a prize, if you're here at the Mecum Auto Auction, stop on by the Dudes and Beer booth. Like our Facebook page, you will be given a ticket to win the Wheel of Fortune and see what happens. You could, just like our last guest, Michael Wasson, win a 5-minute guest spot on Dudes and Beer. You could win a T-shirt, you could win a koozie, bottle opener, all kinds of fun stuff. And
Honestly, I think he got the prize he wanted.
I think so.
Oh, definitely he did.
Yeah. Everybody wants that. Everybody wants to be on a show for 5 minutes on the interwebs. I don't know anyone that doesn't. I wanted to, so I started a show.
Well, and now you got too much.
And
Where's your 5 minutes?
sometimes I wish I didn't have 5 minutes.
Hey, remember I keep mentioning that Black International?
There is the Grand National right there.
Right.
That is a thing of beauty. I love those vehicles. It was one of the fastest stock production cars ever put on the American road. Those things are just dirt nasty. They're great.
It's got a turbocharger, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, yeah. Now, here in a minute, on our next break, we will go out and check out some of the auction floor again, all that kind of fun stuff. Have you guys had a chance to wander out onto the auction floor and check out the action, check out all the...
Just a little bit. That's
Just a little.
Just a little.
I don't think there's any corner that Pops hasn't gotten to yet, you know?
Yeah, yeah. Well, he gets around. He gets around, most definitely.
I've seen everything now.
He is a man of action. He's everywhere that you want to be, and every way that you want to be.
All right.
Wow. Pops.
Going philosophical on this.
But
Hidden meanings here.
sitting here and looking at the new line of cars that they're bringing up, we've got a beautiful, beautiful, like, Adobe colored Cadillac with gold accents coming up. I think I just saw a Porsche 924 roll up into the line a second ago. The brown Porsche back there. I can't remember if that's the 924 or not. I know that they had a 924 here yesterday.
We've got some beautiful Cadillacs coming up.
I was about to say, look at this Cadillac that's about to pull up.
These are really beautiful. Well done. I looked at both of them, and they're almost flawless.
Wow.
They're good.
Wow. Yeah, and that's what I love. Whenever you can tell the hardcore bidders and the people that are going to be putting something down and thinking about it, because as they line them up and they're sitting there, you'll see them come by with their flashlight and start looking at wheel wells, start looking at the inside of stuff.
Man, look how that one just... Everything about it's awesome.
Yeah.
Those are pretty machines.
Indeed.
This is this first one is let's see, 93. It's a 1958. And the one behind it's a 57. Both gorgeous cars. The first one, I don't know exactly what you call that kind of a titty pink is what I used to call it. So
I go
it's
with
a gorgeous car.
I go with Adobe.
Adobe. Well, I like titty pink. Anyway.
Titty pink works too.
It is pretty pink. It's like salmon, actually. That
Yeah,
car
right?
is
Like
salmon.
Salmon. Yeah.
Salmon, big
that's it.
pink or
Salmon.
something.
Yeah.
Salmon.
But that car
With
is,
that gold.
It is immaculate.
Yeah.
You look down the side panels.
Look at that car, man.
There's
it
no
is flawless.
There's no warp. There's no orange peel. And like we said, you do get quite the variety of cars here at Mecum. You get a lot of new stuff. You get a lot of vintage stuff. But you also get a lot of stuff that's like, hey, here's a great one that's already started that you can finish up.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Like I said earlier, I have to tell myself this is an auction, not a car
Not a
show.
show.
The car show's over there.
That's right. Yeah, if you want to go see flawless perfection, hop on over to the other side of the arena and check out the show. But aside from that, it's about cars for what they are. It's about, some of it's even about just cars for cars' sake. It's pretty phenomenal. But what's that all about? Somebody just gave us a business card.
It's 405 Brewing Company.
Oh, all right.
yeah.
We are down with that. Okay, 405. Little shout out on air. We got Trey Carson, the
shout out to
co-founder,
405.
just stopped on by.
Where's he located?
I'm not sure, but let me look him up on Facebook or
That's
Instagram.
it. We're going to get to Google stalking a possible guest here because we just had a co-founder of a brewery come by and casually hand us his card as we podcast. So that's always fun. It's always great. I like networking like that. That's why I love having Julie here, because Julie is like a social butterfly when it comes to that. She shed her chrysalis long ago. Oklahoma.
Yeah, it's in Norman, Oklahoma.
You know, I want to make
got a 5-star rating.
an observation here.
Okay.
Look at the people's faces around us.
Yeah.
It's nothing but joy. It's happiness.
Oh yeah.
I mean, everybody's here for one reason: the excitement, the
Even the workers, you know, the ones pushing cars and everything.
Yeah,
They're
yeah,
not
everybody's
local,
happy.
I think.
It's really a joy to see people being so happy at an event that everybody has in common.
Yeah. Well, and that's just it. That's what we were saying, is that, you know, when it comes to a car, it doesn't matter. You can tell anybody, even people that don't drive, have a car story.
Oh yeah.
Even people that don't drive. I challenge you to find an American person over the age of 14 or 15 that doesn't have some kind of wild car story. You know, they're some of the first ones that stick in our mind, I think, mainly because they're some of the first ones associated with personal freedom.
Yeah, absolutely. You can get more than just a mile or two away from your house for the first time without having any kind of supervision.
Yeah, and it's really that point of arrival, and it's
The first
point
coming of age, really major milestone.
It's childhood memories too.
Yeah.
I mean, some of these old boats, we used to, on long trips, crawl up in the back window and watch the stars.
Yep.
I mean, and somehow or another we lived to see the day that we were forced to wear seat belts. Somehow we made it through all those times without them.
Thanks,
Thank goodness.
thanks, Ralph Nader.
I think seatbelts are a good thing, y'all.
Seatbelts save lives. It is so. It is. Let's see. We have Yes But Why podcast chiming in right now. Hello to Amy and Wendell and Patrick, the co-hosts of Yes But Why podcast.
What's up?
They're saying it's so cool that the guy who won the 5 minutes spinning the wheel is on the show right now. Well, yeah, that's what it's about. You get bum rushed. If you're gonna come up here and win a prize, we're gonna give you a prize to win, man.
Yeah,
that's how we look at it.
That 5 minutes turned into 20.
It sure did. Hey, that's what it's
guest.
like. It was a great guest. It was good conversation.
Yeah, the
he was a
content
very
was awesome.
enlightening young lad. I love as a former teacher, as someone who used to work with junior high and high school students, to see somebody of that age that has such focus in their life.
He's very level-minded and focused on
and
what he wanted
knows-
to
It's
do.
rare.
knows what his path is, knows what he wants to do, and he's going to go at it.
Yeah, I still don't know exactly what I'm going to do when I grow up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not quite there yet.
And I really like this retirement thing.
Yeah.
That's a good plan.
You got plenty of time to figure it out.
Go fishing.
Can I just retire now as a grown-up?
You could technically. What the quality of life would be, I don't know.
Yeah, it's true.
That's
But
the
not
main
from Dudes
thing.
and Beer. Not from Dudes and
No,
Beer.
of course not. There is no retire. You retire from Dudes of Beer when you die.
Yeah.
That's how that works.
Maybe I'll haunt y'all. You don't know.
There's no 401k.
You can come be a guest.
A ghost guest.
I'll make a ghost microphone.
I think it looks like the auction line is starting to wind down for a minute.
Oh no! There's another line of cars coming right
like,
there behind them.
Look like this
It,
one might be a 57.
Once.
193. We've got 193.
Yeah.
And we're just at 94. So
Oh,
we've got
yeah, we
another
got
100
some
some
time.
cars.
I don't know. Maybe the auctioneer needed a break.
That's just
That's
it.
a lot
Some of
of
the
cars
auctions
and a
are
lot
over
of
quick.
money.
Some of them take.
Yeah.
Some of them take a while.
Yeah, right.
Like it can go for a while, man.
You know
People
what
going back and forth.
I'd love to just get up there and bid, first bid on every car.
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
Do I have
Just be
$500?
that guy.
Yep, I
500.
do.
500.
Just to say you did, you know? Just to
say
say you did it.
Say I was bid. And then
I wonder who
then
decided that they
I'd
thought
win
that
something
Porsche
and
wanted to
my
be
wife
brown.
would kill me. No, she wouldn't kill me. She'd love it.
If I'm not mistaken, that was one of the original options. Was brown.
Brown. It's an odd choice.
Huh. Yeah, right?
Really?
You know, here brown is being the option now.
Reminds me of the poop emoji. I shouldn't say that too loud, and of course I'm also on the air.
But that's okay. You can be on the air.
This is a 21 and up.
Yeah. We're all right. We're all right.
Ooh, but that raspberry color one behind it is pretty dope.
Yeah.
95, that's
Chevelle,
a Chevelle 66, I believe.
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful car.
So yeah, whenever you come to
it's a 454 too.
just so you understand some of the lingo, those of you that are tuning in for a podcast coverage of an auction for the first time, it works almost the same as eBay, except where instead of an enter, you raise your hand or paddle to be recognized as a bidder, and much like eBay, it cascades toward the end. As the end of it comes around, it gets much more frantic. It gets crazy. But whenever you hear us say the term "no reserve," that means that the bid starts at anything. The bid starts at anything. And if you should be watching MSNBC and catching this coverage, which is fantastic, John Craman and all the crew do such a great job covering this awesomely huge event. And
God, that's a beautiful deep plum.
it is, isn't
Oh my
it?
gosh, it's beautiful.
That Chevelle.
It's like a Merlot.
Yeah.
Just gonna keep likening the cars to food
That's what
and
I was kind
wine.
of thinking, like a wine.
Kind of
color.
hungry now. Thanks, Jules.
It's definitely a wine color car.
Look at this cherry. Is that a Mustang?
That's a SRT.
SRT?
That is a Dodge SRT.
Dodge.
That is what is
Sorry.
that is what is actively outside giving people free thrill rides.
Oh, wow.
That is what you get to ride in.
I wonder how long that line is. I guess Randy can tell
Those
us about
have,
it when he comes
over
back.
600 horsepower, don't they?
Yeah, stock.
Stock.
It is a monster coming right out of the factory.
You know, it's amazing that for so long, back in the 70s and the 80s, were the doldrums of EPA and all the crap that they put on these cars. That today these motors are putting out 3 times what they used to.
Yeah.
And that's all technology.
Yeah, it's all micro calculation.
A motor is a motor, but the way you tune it, the way you carburate it,
Yep.
your
The air to fuel mixture, everything.
yeah, the whole thing. And it's amazing how much horsepower you can get. And then you start in it with the turbos,
Yep.
and turbos are just greatness if you can afford the gas.
Yeah. Yeah, well, and this SRT is one of the Hellcat models that we were talking about earlier. That's just ungodly, and
Yeah,
you
that
know,
would explain the cat symbol on the side.
That's right, and it's just crazy to me. Like I said, I've known some friends that had muscle cars in the past. I remember a buddy of mine in college that had a Mazda Miata with a short block dropped in the back. Had it modified to have a short block V8 in it. And that was just scary because the motor weighed more than the car.
Right.
And yeah, that was like a death machine, man.
And it hauls ass.
Oh, it can't not haul ass.
Yeah.
You can barely touch the gas.
And it's like you're in a Barbie car.
Yeah. It was crazy. It was crazy.
No, I had a friend with same thing really. He put some big old engine in a Miata, and we got on 35, the interstate, and man, it was scary as hell.
Yeah. Probably more scary since you were on 35 and not actually going anywhere.
Yeah.
Just sitting there.
Just sitting there.
I'm so scared the world's not moving. Why? But
A real big part of building any car is the suspension. And there again, got to have a vision of what you want when you're building a car.
Sure.
It's something that I can't stress enough. You need to have the vision of what you want, and because everything depends upon that vision to come together. Got a beautiful 56 coming up here.
Yeah.
White on black. Black on white. I guess that's more of a silver.
Yeah, I was going to say that's more of a silver gray.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It's like sort of a pearl gray. It's,
Some silver going on in there.
we'll see once it gets closer. It might be the lights.
Closer, get closer. Two more feet. Right.
And that's what amazes me, is that there's these dudes here all day long
Oh,
to
no,
do
it's white.
nothing but push vehicles. It is white.
Yeah, that was just the lighting.
Yeah.
Wow.
That car.
That is just like the
That's-
classic. When
that's
you
an
like picture in your brain a
immaculate-
classic car, that's it
immaculate
right
car.
there.
Well, and look at those gorgeous Foose wheels that would cost you about as much as a decent used car.
Right?
Right.
Like,
yeah.
there's-
I've had cars that cost less than that.
yeah. I've purchased a couple cars that probably didn't total to what those wheels cost. And I love Foose design. Foose is just, I mean, they have such great work that they put out. They've really come about in the. I'm not going to say come about in the last few years, because they've been around for years and years and years, but because of a lot of the hot rodding shows and stuff like that, really become a lot more prominent of a name than they were, and kind of like Hennessy Racing. You see a lot more Hennessy vehicles out there now, and Hennessy modded Vets and that kind of stuff. I know that there were a couple Hennessy models out here. There was a Hennessy GT40. That black GT40 that passed us earlier was a Hennessy model. And yeah, it's phenomenal, the number of customizers that are out there now, because of shows like Gas Monkey, because of shows like Jesse James and OC Choppers really started a lot of that.
Reality.
The reality
building.
the reality build shows, and
Counting Cars is another one.
Counting Cars is another one. Yeah, that was kind of a spin-off from Pawn Stars.
Yeah, right. Friends out there in L.A.
Yep. Yeah, and it's just
And he
wild.
does some fantastic work out there too.
Yeah, because I mean, it used to be, and I even remember whenever I used to travel with my dad selling tires. He sold tires. He'd come and pick us up, and we'd normally make a couple stops with him before the end of the day and the beginning of our weekend with him. And it was strange. Like we went to shops all the time, and I don't know. I guess you didn't necessarily see as many custom shops as there are now. It's like there's a huge rage of it.
Yeah.
And I guess back then it was really more of, like we were saying, it was word of mouth. People knew people. And if you knew somebody with a 67 Vet, hey, where'd you go to get your vet chrome dipped? Where'd you go to have your chrome redone? I really like the work that's being done. And it was much more of that society, whereas now you're dealing a lot more, I think, with the online customization of things. You're dealing a lot more with the online mods, mod packages that you buy for engines, mod packages that you buy for the body style, stuff like that, as opposed to going in and really talking to a rep, talking to a shop manager, talking to a shop owner about what you want done. Would you say that has impacted the collectible and custom building industry at all, there, Pop?
No, say that again. No, I didn't quite.
Well,
it's
just the concept of online ordering and the idea of being able to get stuff online. Like, it's one thing to go out and visit a custom shop and have them, okay, well, this is the style that you're looking at. Maybe you should look at some wheels like this. These Outlaw ones are a little bit closer to what was on the car whenever it came out. But these are pretty stylish now, and they're a spin-off of them, and they're being put on a lot of stuff. So it's interesting to me to see the dynamic that's going on between, like I said, you didn't used to see custom custom car shops every few miles around a city. You see them a lot more prevalently now. Custom car shops, custom bike shops, places that do that as opposed to just your standard bring it in, fix it up, and they'll do some bonding work, stuff like that.
That was very nearly a fender bender that happened in front of us here.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Can you imagine that?
Oh my
And
goodness.
at the speed they're going?
But still, that would be heartbreaking.
That would be destructive.
The mail ordering online stuff, I think it might have impacted it a little bit personally, but, buying parts, say like anything you buy, say through, a certain place that can deliver at a certain time and bring you what you need and all.
Well, hey, don't get me wrong. I'm an Amazon fanatic.
Right.
I
forgot I could say that.
I miss my Amazon Prime now because we moved 5 miles closer to the Amazon facility, but for some reason do not get Amazon Prime Now service.
There is that charger.
Yeah.
There's that
Ooh,
beauty.
Charger.
Ooh, I like me a Charger.
Well, some beautiful Cooper Cobras on there. Love me some Cobras. My father worked for Cooper years and years. And
I would buy that car.
You would?
That's one.
yeah.
That's one of the other models that I would buy.
Yeah,
It's like a
that's a
cupcake. If we
beautiful
lick it, do we claim it for our own?
right? I think so.
Body work on that one is immaculate. It's immaculate.
What would you give them? A A+ on that?
Oh yeah, that's definitely an A+.
Yeah, and it's been restored to great shape. It is in absolutely beautiful condition.
I used to ride to school with a buddy that had one. We were going to the trade school there in Denver, and it was just an amazing vehicle.
Yeah.
Amazing vehicle.
Yeah, and just so y'all know, everybody, Julie is presently awing over lot S99.
It's adorable.
Which is a beautiful Fiat 5100C Topolino is the name of it. That was one of the convertible versions.
Does this one come with clowns included, or are they
You
extra?
shut it. That is not a clown car. That is adorable. I
Another
love
example of European design
Yep.
and function.
Yeah, that's cute.
It doesn't have to function beyond just looking cute.
I think it would
It's
be
alright.
really fun to drive, really.
It's not like I'm going to take it on a highway or anywhere.
As long as the steering wheel works inside your garage, that's all you need.
I mean, I'll cruise it around the cul-de-sac a bit. Maybe take it out for parades. It's so cute.
Make sure you bring the clown.
Oh my gosh. I'm tiny, so I can be in a tiny car. When you're 5 feet tall, you can have a small car.
Sure.
I'm here to tell you, as a tall guy, a Fiat is not a horrifying fit.
No, it's got a tall little...
It's got a tall roof, and the seat goes way back, and it's a deep bucket seat. So you're...
See?
It's got
So it might not actually work
the
for
roof
me.
cut
Yeah.
out, right? So you
The
can hang
body
your head
work's
out
not
like Mr.
spectacular
Bean.
on it, but I feel like I can handle some dented fender.
You could live.
Yeah.
You can live
I
with
think
it?
so. I think
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not even pink, but I love it.
Mm-hmm. I like the little Sportster coming up behind it.
Yeah, that's cute.
You know, I never was a Porsche fan. I just
There are only a couple of and that's one of them that I love. There are really only about 3 models that I really enjoy looking at. Like I love looking at a Porsche 944.
I like that the 911.
I love that. That was the round back.
I like the 924.
Not the full
Right.
slope. It had the slope back, but it was
Squared, more squared off.
Yeah. It was much more along the lines of the 300X looking, somewhere along that. It looked like a little bit closer to that style of a racing car.
This one's cute though. I wouldn't kick it out of my garage.
No, I'd be okay with it. I'd be all right.
I'll be good at driving that car.
Yeah.
I'll be one happy dude.
Yeah. A cherry red Porsche. Ooh, I want that one.
I was gonna
instead.
say,
that
I'd
one
be a
wouldn't
little
even
bit.
fit in my garage, y'all.
I'd be a little bit. Is that a
Ford
Galaxy?
Galaxy.
Yeah.
Ooh,
I was
we're
gonna
talking
say,
boat.
those are the ones that I'm
that
just
blue
all about.
leather.
Even whenever I see them driving by me on the road, I try to keep pace. Like I enjoy looking at
Probably
them
not
and
too hard
watching
to
them.
The
keep
Fairlanes too. We did. I didn't get to see any of the Fairlanes. They went through earlier in the week, but those old Ford Fairlanes, man.
Yeah.
Just good memories.
Yeah.
Good memories.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, there's a racing car, and I understand the concept of owning a racing car. If I lived out near a huge open stretch of country road or something, I'd be all about a racing car. I live in the city, and like I do some work with a guy that has he's got his Alpha. He loves his Alpha, and it's one of those but you live in Austin.
Yeah, imagine
But
doing back-end angle parking on Congress on that
In that
car.
Ford?
Like, it's
In
not
that Galaxy?
possible. You're like 9/10 of the way out of Congress.
That's when I just pull straight up and take 5 spots.
Yeah. Like, and what?
And I have seen that
Oh yeah.
in Austin.
Oh, yeah. Of
Oh,
course you
yeah.
have. There's
All the
some
time.
very entitled drivers out there.
But it's I would much prefer to have a car like that any day of the week. I'm a slow and low driver whenever it comes to my classics. Just put it in third and cruise, you know. And the interior on that thing is gorgeous too. It's that nice old school blue, and it kind of almost looks like one of them, like I was talking about. That, still needs a little love and TLC to get it up and going right. But
Yeah, it's definitely not overly done.
no, exactly.
I'm not sure about the blue though. I think I would pick a different color, maybe like
no,
tan or something.
I love that blue.
Or like cherry red with some white piping.
I like the blue because it's got the gold piping on it.
You and the gold accents.
I know. I'll admit it. I'm a bling freak.
Yeah.
But it's got to be done right. Like I said, like that black Cadillac earlier, with the gold grille recessed inside the chrome, where you could just barely tell it was gold. Oh, it's so nice. And yeah, I mean, there's all of a couple rolls of tooling in the back that's like gold. It's like 2 stripes in the back seat. That's it.
No,
That's
it's
it.
not really done at all.
What's this bad boy coming out?
I'm a sucker for piping.
Is that a Lotus?
Looks like a matchbox.
Tommaso.
Ah.
Hello.
Yeah, I like that.
Hey, how you doing, man?
How you doing?
I like
All
that.
right. So yeah, let's see, where are we
I'd
at?
buy that car,
There
too.
went the Cabriolet. We are on to the second page.
Like
That is
very
the
aerodynamic.
DeTomaso Pantera. La Pantera.
Really?
The Panther. Coming at you.
And right behind them are the 2 vets.
Yep.
The 262 vets that I would definitely buy.
Oh, yeah, that red and white one. The red and white one. Oh, here's Randy. Randy's
go.
back.
Randy's back.
Let's lean that mic over toward Randy a little bit, Pop, and let's get a report on the SRT stuff.
Hey, what's up, everybody? All right, we put some videos up on Facebook, so they're up there. You can get firsthand. It's like almost virtual reality. Yeah, not really, but
Listeners need to go check that out.
Actual reality.
right. Yeah, no, that was awesome. That was sweet.
Which SRT did you get to ride in?
We rode in the Charger.
Oh,
You rode in the
nice.
Charger?
Yeah.
Nice.
Andrew was in the front, I was in the back, and this dude went nuts.
Oh, okay.
sorry.
Sorry, we thought you were just
Carry on,
pausing.
carry
We were just pausing.
Y'all just stop emotion and
Yeah,
everything.
that's awesome.
Freeze frame.
The bad thing about video is that it's actually 30 pictures put together.
Right.
So you gotta keep taking a lot of them.
Oh, okay.
For
So you
it
gotta
to
keep
move.
moving.
You know, old school flip book status. Go back to Edison's age.
So, how was
Watch
your
the running
experience
horse.
outside again? You were saying
Oh, it was
like
great.
virtual
man.
reality.
It was
huh?
great. Our driver was John, and man, the second he punched that gas, man, it was off.
You feel it in your bum, don't you?
It was off.
It just throws you right back in the seat.
You get
Yeah.
to like do donuts?
Yeah,
and
yeah,
spin
we
around?
were doing donuts.
Yeah. Pulled some G's.
Oh man, it
That's
was
cool. I
great.
can't wait to watch the video. That's awesome.
Yeah.
How's your
Heck yeah.
stomach now? Your stomach okay now?
Oh yeah. No, it wasn't that bad, but no, it was a lot of screeching, a lot of smoke, a lot of burning in the air. It was good.
Yes.
It was good.
Nothing like the smell of vulcanized rubber in the air.
That's right. Oh, it was good.
It's the juices
Fantastic.
flowing.
But it does. Like earlier.
It's like napalm.
I mean, even now, Pops has his goose pimples going. I can see it from here. I know.
It's the car. Oh my god.
It's the vet that just came in front of him. This was one of them he was looking at last night. That was like, this is just out of control.
What a
Like,
crazy reaction that it's that immediate.
Oh yeah, no, it's yeah, man.
Look at the goosebumps.
He's,
on
I
it.
know. That's what I'm saying. This is a man. This is why I brought Pops, because he is a man that loves his cars. He's a great guest. He's all about talking and sharing his stories.
Prize time. It's top of the hour.
Oh, wow. Look at that. It is prize time. So, hey, ladies and gentlemen, if you are out there in the audience right now,
Prize time.
we are getting ready to wrap our hour of coverage. We're going to go to a
Last
quick
time.
break, and we're about to draw our winner for the prize wheel. So, if you were out there and you were listening, Liam Connally, you
It's
are
a little
the winner.
insider trading here, but,
Yeah.
but he won it
It
fair
was
and square.
random.
Can we put one of these Corvettes, either the black one or the red one, up on the wheel and let me have a spin? Please.
I will write Corvette on there just for you and let you spin. How about that, Pop?
Okay.
And if you win that Corvette, I'll make sure that you get one someday.
MasterCard, Visa, or Discover.
I'm not
That's
guaranteeing
pretty
the
bold.
fact.
That's a pretty bold statement.
I
man.
did not say that I would purchase you a Corvette. I said that I would assure the fact that you get one day. How that ends up in your hands, I have no idea.
Don't have any.
I wouldn't ask either how it ended up in your hands. I would just accept the Corvette. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, speaking about accepting things, we must accept the fact that we are at the end of another hour of coverage here at the fantastic Mecum Auto Auction, live from Houston, Texas, right here at NRG Arena. Thank you so much to David Morton. Thank you so much to the Mecum family and
whole
crew
Mecum family.
for always having us. They were just here doing a viral video with us. It's fantastic. They try and throw us out there as much as possible. Stay tuned through the audio loop. You'll hear some great music, everything else. Stay tuned for the next hour of upcoming coverage, the next hour of auction going
not going
on.
For the live videos on Facebook.
And the live videos on Facebook, stuff like that. Go out and check out Randy and Andrew and the SRTs blasting around doing crazy things. The Hellcats that we were talking about. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, please make sure to go by, download the Dudes and Beer app from the Dudes and Beer store. Make sure that you chat with us live. Make sure that you pay attention. Listen for your name. If you are here live on site, you must be present to win. If you are here live on site, you get to come spin the prize wheel. So we will see you soon, everybody.
Stay tuned for more live coverage from the auction floor as well as interviews direct from the Mecum Auto Auction in Houston, Texas, right here on the Dudes and Beer podcast. To listen to our audio streams and chat with us live, download the official Dudes and Beer app for both Android and iDevices, available on the Google Play and iTunes markets. Dudes and Beer is a proud member of the Revolution Digital Group family of podcasts. Thanks for listening, everybody, and until next time, drink responsibly. Grab your beverages and turn up your interweb. Coming to you live from the Mecum Auto Auction in Houston, Texas, you're listening to Dudes and Beer.
Well, hello everybody, and we are back. I am Chris Jordan, your host of Dudes and Beer. With me, as always, is the stalwart Stephen Bishop, as well as Pops Davis over here. And we are joined by a very, very special guest and Mecum bidder. Not just Mecum bidder, but Mecum winner. Mecum winner in a huge way. Y'all heard us talking earlier. We have Mr. Gene Lisco with us. And y'all heard us talking earlier about our experience last year with Big Red Racing. The guys, RJ and them from Big Red, they are such a great team. They are some of the coolest guys I've ever met on broadcast. Much less as
really
guests
cool guys,
on my own show. And
they were so down to earth.
Well, they brought with them Big Red, which is of course known for its records as the world's fastest 1969 Camaro. And what they did last year was a huge thing for charity. They built a part-for-part replica of Big Red and actually auctioned it off. And we were there whenever the auction happened.
I remember that.
It was fantastic. Vividly. I cannot remember what it went for, but whenever we drove in this morning, I saw, because I'd contacted RJ. I contacted all of our past guests and was like, hey, we're going to be there. If you'd like to come back and be back on, we'd love to catch up with you.
We actually interviewed RJ before the auction of the car. Yeah,
we did. Yeah, and it was great to see it sold, and for me to walk in this morning and see Big Red sitting over there, I was like, oh my God, the guys from Big Red were here. Now, to catch you up a little bit, folks, Big Red was actually destroyed in a massive, massive fire right after Mecum, I believe, is when they went to Pikes Peak, if I'm not mistaken. Go ahead and scoot on in a little bit closer if you don't mind, Gene. It won't bite you, I promise. But, yeah, they went to Pikes Peak for trial runs, and at that point, literally the engine compartment blew and the whole car went up. Like the whole thing, it was a mess of flames. They posted pictures. It was so sad to see this beautiful car like that. And they've just recently rebuilt it and getting ready for their first trial run. So it blew my mind to see Big Red out front this morning. I was like, whoa, did they finish it and they came here before Pikes Peak again or what? Right. And as I went outside, I was going to go out and find them, and I ended up finding Mr. Lisco, and he was like, oh no, this is my car. I bought it last year. I was like, oh my God, this is the replica. Too cool to actually have not just the guys that designed and built and drive Big Red last year, but to have the gentleman on who actually won the auction of Big Red. So tell us, because anytime you talk about it, I can just see the light in your eyes. Yeah. To own a car like that is absolutely amazing. What was the process like for you when you came into Mecum last year and saw Big Red, laid eyes on her for the first time? And what was it like when you started bidding?
I was all choked up. That's the most prettiest, best, well-built Camaro I've ever seen in my life. I melted like butter when I seen that car. I had to have that car.
Oh, yeah. And, you know, what? You were here, of course, again this year to purchase some vehicles, to look at vehicles, things like that. You're obviously a collector. You like what you like. What was it that specifically drew you to the Camaro to begin with? Because, I mean, it's a quintessential piece of American Detroit iron, but what was it for you that first made you love the Camaro?
Well, 69, 68, and 69 was my favorite Camaros. But when I seen Big Red, I didn't see no other Camaro. I seen Big Red. The prettiest Camaro I've ever seen in my life.
Sounds like falling in love with the girl.
It's gorgeous. And, tell us a little bit about it. What's the experience like driving it? Because it's full of nothing but custom parts. It's literally only the third engine like that to exist in the world.
Well, I've outrun the Mustangs. I've outrun the Hellcat. 2 or 3 others.
Whoa, he beat the Hellcat. That's awesome.
I outrun the CTS car, Cadillac, and it was pretty wicked little car, but I've outrun pretty well everybody I've run. I shouldn't be saying this on TV, should I?
Oh, no, say it.
You say what you want.
That's the only way the challenges come.
Yeah. I just got 4 or 5 tickets in the mail for $99. The camera. I just got, but Big Red, the people are fantastic. They built Big Red. You couldn't find any better people. The car is immaculate. Anywhere you go, I don't care what vehicle's there, they look at Big Red. Everybody looks at Big Red.
It's an unmistakable, beautiful machine.
They did a magnificent job.
Yeah.
Like I said, some of the best people I ever met in my life.
Yeah.
What kind of power plant did you got?
That's got a 427 LS7 with an SLP blower on it. It'll just fly. That's pretty well all I can tell you. It'll fly.
Well, have you had it out in the quarter? Or?
No, sir. I've never
You're a street
run it.
racer.
Yeah, street racer.
You're a straight racer. Okay. Gotcha.
Now, 59 racer, Highway 90 racer, 99 the bypass racer, the Beltway in Cleveland racer.
The way it's supposed to be done, racing.
Right. It's an immaculate car. It's first class, good handling, good running, brakes that'll stop on a dime. It's just, words is hard to describe it. You just can't find a car to this quality.
Yeah.
They just, and it melted my heart when I seen it.
Is it all original as far as suspension?
No, sir.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's got 4-link on it.
Okay.
The gear ratio, honestly, I don't know what the gear ratio is. I probably could figure it out real easy, but I'm not too good on a computer or nothing.
Yeah.
All I know is every gear, all the way 1 through 6, you're gone. You're usually passing them in 4th gear. We were getting on the freeway. We went to the memorial event, Veterans Memorial, and after it was over with, we went out to eat lunch. And when we were coming back, they just happened to be a Dodge passing. We're getting on the freeway and a Dodge passing. And then you know how the kids are. You gonna let them pass you, Daddy?
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't a race. There was no competition.
A red blur, and what the heck was that?
Right.
That's about it.
It's a learning experience. It takes 20 years off of you. I'm almost 70. Maybe it took 40 years off of it, But I love the car. It's just fantastic.
What I love about it is that it's done with old school construction.
Yes.
They're like we were saying earlier, Pop. There isn't a whole lot of overclocking on the engine. It's not like they're putting in mod chips or something like that into a new engine. Like, this is old school construction. It's just straight bore, straight power.
And I'd like to say that it's pretty damn fast too for old school.
Yeah, that's just it. Like, it will take the Pepsi Challenge and they said that on the show. Like, we will take the Pepsi Challenge with any modern day race car in a quarter mile. Any modern day race car, bring it. Bring it. We will openly challenge you. And yeah, like the things that I've seen online from them are just, it's phenomenal. I think, I forget, what was it, like 250 or something like that was their land speed record?
The 259 something on the 69.
Yeah.
On this one, don't hold me to this, but I think this one was clocked at 220. Someone said 220. I haven't had it up that fast. About 160 is. I didn't want to look like a June bug on a windshield, But it's fast and it's quick.
Yeah.
It's just super quick.
Yeah.
And stop on a dime. It just, you can't. Words is hard to express. When people see this car, they melt like butter.
Oh.
And when you tell them how good the people are, how nice they are, and it was for the veterans, this was a good deal. And like I said, we got to do from Memorial Day, we were at the first of the parade. and then we represented Vietnam, and it was, to do this was an honor for your country, and then to have this beautiful built car in the lead with American flags, you just couldn't top it.
Brought a tear to your eye, I'm sure.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah. It was fantastic.
What has been your favorite trip that you've taken? Because, I mean, I say trip. We had a conversation on the way in, and literally I can perfectly understand. Like I said, you've got maybe about 1,600 miles on the thing. It came in, I think, with like 32 miles on the odometer, because literally they had to drive it and make sure it worked. You know, like they had to give it a few once arounds the block just to make sure that like the wheels stayed on before they auctioned it. But you know, you're talking like 1,500 miles in a year. Like, what's been your favorite trip? You had to make it
from Houston to Cleveland. I mean, that's about to 45, but it's always a race. I mean, anytime you get on the road, somebody wants to mess with the Camaro. And what's funny, there's a Shelby the other night. We went to a boxing match, and I'm trying to mind my own business, and I'm cruising on about 80 miles an hour, and they just, kept messing with me in their little Mustang, and I smoked them just like it wasn't a race. And they videoed, they wanted a video, actually, that I didn't know what they wanted, and then they finally got me to slow down, and they were trying to roll the window down, hollering at me that they wanted a video. I guess the Camaro smoking the Mustang. But it wasn't no competition whatsoever. But it's a thrill. I don't go no further than, like I say, Houston in it. Sure. And I have to park it in the boondocks, and I have to park it with the cameras and everybody watching it. I don't want it scratched or beat up or anything. Yeah. But every time somebody pulls up beside you gotta catch a gear. It's just something about that Camaro. You have to catch a gear.
Yeah.
And then it's all over with. It's not a race, but it's fun. You know what I mean?
Oh man.
They built a beautiful car. They put a lot of heart in this car.
They did. They put, and it's obvious that just with Big Red themselves, the two of them, it's such a passion work for them. It's such. They live it, they breathe it. That it's what they're all about, and you could tell that in the replica.
Yes,
because it was at, like last year they had Big Red here and they had the replica. They were side by side, so you could see like this is the car that races and this is the one that you're bidding on. And yeah, it was spit and image the whole way. It was absolutely amazing. And to what was the process like for you to win that? Like for Frank Mecum to come up, because he was probably one of them that I saw with you that was devil in your ear. That man is involved with it, and he is right there, and he is coaching you. What's it like to have them coaching you with that kind of stuff?
Well, I wasn't expecting to buy it, to be honest with you.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, did I want to buy it? Yeah, but not. I mean, I figured the car was 150, 200,000 in my mind,
Right.
And I'm just sitting there daydreaming, talking with my son, and we were in love with the car, but I didn't think there was any way I'd buy it. Gas Monkey and a bunch of other people was there, and I figured
I remember
they'd
that,
blow me out of the saddle.
Right.
And when he said going once, going twice, and I'm steady talking to the guy, and he said, "You bought it." I think they cut it off. I don't know what all I said at the time. I was devastated, shocked. I mean, I just couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe I could afford the car.
Yeah.
Not that particular car, anyway.
Right.
Yeah. It's one of those like, I'll throw my hand up. Oh my God, are you serious right now?
Did I just buy that? Did I just
Where's all the
win that?
bidders? I'm looking around saying, well, hey, high rollers.
Yeah.
This car, it's just immaculate. I mean, it's just anywhere you go, I can't even get bugs on it. I have to clean it. Like today when we go back, I mean, I do this because I love this car.
You know what my favorite part about you winning this car is, Mr. Lisco, is the fact that there is no gold on your badge.
Yeah.
You are not, and that's just
Not
it,
even a
folks.
gold bidder.
This man had the Mecum experience without being a gold bidder.
And weren't we just talking about that earlier?
Yeah, you know, like the Mecum experience is for everybody, and it's amazing that, like, you know, you think the gold bidders are going to be the ones that land the huge cars like that, are going to be the ones that get the big ones and land the big fish. But man, it was like through the hoop from across the court without even looking.
Oh,
you know.
It just, words can't express how good, Mecum is fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
I don't care what anybody
We're
says
very
about it,
gracious
but
for them.
Yeah, you can't beat Mecum.
Yeah.
And to buy that Camaro, and I bought the Camaro, and I also bought the 57 Chevy convertible right after the Camaro.
You did?
And,
Oh, wow, okay.
and there was no comparison now. I'm a 57 Chevy man, but you see, I bought the Camaro. I bought that Camaro.
It's a little bit hard to turn the key in that 57 when you have the Camaro, right?
That 57.6 Camaro is the one I drive.
That's
Nice.
it. That's it.
That's
well,
real nice.
Mr. Lisco, I know I caught you as you were literally leaving property. You were getting ready to head back to Richmond, and that's quite a drive. I cannot thank you enough for coming and being on the show.
We sure do appreciate it.
I've got your information. I would love to contact you when we do have Big Red on, because I'm sure that they would love to actually talk to the person a year or so later that purchased their fantastic car and hear about how much he's loving it.
Yeah.
You know, so I will definitely be in touch. Thank you so much
I
for
appreciate
coming
it.
and being on.
You're more than welcome.
Thank you
And
so much.
Pop,
Nice to have met you.
Same here, sir.
I'm going to dismiss Pop because if you don't mind, I really want him to go check out your car.
Okay.
Because he's going to freak out when he sees that thing, man.
I'd be honored to show it to him.
Absolutely. Thank you so much again for coming and being on the show, Mr. Lisco. I greatly appreciate it.
Thank you. I appreciate
And
it.
we actually do have another guest here. We have Grania from Curing Kids Cancer. If you'd like to hop on over there in the guest chair, Grania.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have a seat there, Randy.
Yeah. So, how are you doing today?
I'm doing extremely well, thank you.
Fantastic. Well, our PR person was great enough to go out and find you to tell us a little bit about, because Mecum and the Mecum family are great with working with charities like Mr. Lisco was just saying. The car that he purchased was built for a charity last year and auctioned off, and you guys actually work with Mecum
Yes.
At their auctions. Tell us a little bit about what you're about and why y'all teamed up with the Mecum Auto Auction.
Okay, well, I actually founded the charity back in 2005. One of my twin boys was diagnosed with leukemia when he was 5 years old, and when he was 9.5, we lost him.
Oh, no.
And there was a medicine that actually might have saved his life when he was very sick, but the doctors tested it on his cells and knew it probably would have helped, but they didn't have the money to get it out of the lab and into treatment. So after we lost him, I decided I couldn't know about that and let it happen to other families. And so I decided to start raising money to get drugs like that into treatment for the kids when they needed them. And back about 3.5 years ago, I went and talked to Dana. We had been here at an auction where somebody had donated a motorcycle to us, so I knew how it worked, and I saw the money that was flying around here.
Sure, absolutely.
And I was like, oh, that would be awfully nice to get some of that on a regular basis. So I managed to go talk to Dana and Patty, his wife, and they have 4 boys, and I have 4 boys. I explained that, why I was trying to raise money, and they like the fact that we're a very small organization, so we try and keep our overheads to an absolute minimum so that all the money that possibly can goes to research. And I asked him if he would partner with us, and so he agreed to do it, and ever since then we've been the Mecum Auction charity officially.
Wow, that's great.
And we've raised they've helped us raise through their customers over $3 million.
Oh, that's amazing.
Fantastic. That is phenomenal.
Yeah, very exciting. So we're just blown away by the fact that an organization like this, which is so huge, actually adopted a tiny little charity like ours. And when I say adopted, I mean they make us feel like part of the family.
Oh yeah,
Right,
no,
right.
I mean we get
We've
the
had
same kind of
episodes, we
treatment.
say the same thing.
They ask
Yeah,
us all the
that's how they
time,
treat
like,
us,
hey,
too.
Yeah.
are you coming to Vegas? Like
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. And it's like, oh my God, I wish I could go to Vegas right now. I'd really like to come to Vegas. But yeah, whenever they see something like that, they're utterly about supporting small things, about supporting
Yeah.
things that matter, that mean
Yes,
something.
absolutely.
And it's great, and I think a large part of that does come, like you were saying, from the fact that it's a family-owned business
Oh,
to
yeah.
begin with. It's a family tradition, and they keep that up, and they make sure to actively put that out there. Now, what kind of events do you do outside of Mecum? What other things do y'all do to help raise money
we
and
have some
awareness?
really fun stuff that we do. Actually, today in South Carolina, we had a fire truck pull where
Oh,
we
wow.
had
Nice.
teams of 10 people pulling in honor of or in memory of one of our children over there.
Oh, great.
So they were each pulling for a
Great.
different child.
Oh, cool.
One of them actually pulled on behalf of our son, which was really sweet. And they tried to pull a fire truck using a rope over a distance of about 50
Whoa.
feet, and the team that pulls it over that distance the fastest time wins.
Wow.
Nice.
But the fire department nearly always wins that one.
Oh yeah. I was gonna say, I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure they're all right with pulling a fire truck.
Sounds really interesting.
but we have sponsors and entrance fees and all that kind of stuff, so that raises a good amount of money for us over there. And then we've actually got a really big golf tournament that we do with AT&T in Atlanta. And last year that raised almost $400,000 for us, so that's a big deal.
It's
Really
great.
nice.
And Lee Corso from ESPN's College Game Day is our chairman.
Okay.
And actually this year he's been our chairman for 10 years, so we're having a big event at the College Football Hall of Fame in August, right before football season.
Yeah.
And we're honouring Lee
Great.
for his work with us. So hopefully some of the other Game Day crew are going to come to that. And then September is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, which nobody knows. So let me say that again. September is National Childhood Cancer Awareness
That's right.
Month. And so what we do is we work with college football teams. And we got, between the SEC and the ACC, we had 12 teams last year wear our helmet stickers and wristbands. And then the coaches wore lanyards and gold whistles because gold is the colour for childhood cancer. So
Oh, nice.
yeah, so we have a wide variety of different things that we do.
Yeah, you have plenty of outreach going on to the community and awareness being made.
Uh-huh.
And, I guess, how many children do y'all normally get to help per year? I know people
Oh
love
gosh,
hearing.
that's really impossible to quantify. But I can tell you that, like last year, we donated over $1 million in funding, and we funded 17 different projects, including one in Canada. And there's one particular type of treatment that is revolutionizing the way that cancer is being treated right now, and it's called CAR T-cell therapy, where it's been developed initially for leukemia, and they take the child's own T cells, which normally fight colds and things.
Yep.
They genetically re-engineer them using a virus, and they put them back into the child so that the T cells recognize the cancer cells, and they don't need chemo or radiation because their own immune system then fights the cancer.
Wow.
And it's experimental, so they've been giving it to children who are on hospice care, and they've had a 94% success rate.
Wow.
Wow.
That is fantastic.
Yeah.
That's a huge
Yeah.
percentage.
And there have been so many advances in cancer research and things like that over the last few years.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
It's been absolutely phenomenal. I know that there was the one person, I want to say, that was completely cured of leukemia in California with like a full bone marrow transplant. Like it's phenomenal, some of the things that are coming out, but also kind of horrifying some of the things that we aren't allowed to research and take care of. And like you said, be able to get the knowledge out there to people and at least raise awareness and let people know that this is an issue too. We hear so much about breast cancer. We hear so much about, not that any cancer is not a horrifying, horrible thing.
Right.
But we do forget so often that this affects people that don't necessarily have that adult wherewithal. They don't necessarily have that adult capacity to fully understand what's going on with them.
Right. Well, I mean, that's the thing, is like the kids, the funding for pediatric cancer is absolutely terrible.
Yeah, I know. It's horrendous.
Because kids
You know, the
really
government
don't.
only gives 4% of what it gives to cancer in total to pediatrics. And the drug companies generally don't fund new drugs for childhood cancer because they don't get enough return on their investment.
Right.
Yeah.
So they literally rely on little organizations like ours. I mean, luckily we've raised over $9 million over you know, the period of time that we've been going. But you know, they literally, the hospitals do not even get enough money from the government to fund traditional chemotherapy treatment, let alone research.
Wow.
So, you know, what we do is essential. Yeah. And the fact that, you know, Mecum has supported us so wholeheartedly, it's their customers. I mean, it's the people that buy the cars are also supporting what we do, which is terrific. Very exciting. And it's, like you say, it's an extremely exciting time to be able to fund research right now because the technology and the biology and the genetics have finally all come together at a point where they can really, you know, create new therapies that actually do fight the cancers. So, you know, very exciting.
Yeah. Now, tell everybody where they can go to learn more about curing kids' cancer, where they can go to find out about your latest events coming up, where they can go to get any literature or make a donation.
Yeah, how do they do
Okay. All right. Well, it's curingkidscancer.org, and that's our website. But we're also on Facebook as Curing Kids Cancer, and on Twitter we're at Curing Cancer.
Okay.
So, yeah, go look us up.
Absolutely. Most definitely. We are in the midst of that right now, as a matter of fact. And I guess I like to kind of personalize things. What for you, since your involvement with this charity, has been, A, your proudest moment, and B, what's been your favorite event that you have been a part of putting on? Because as someone who puts on events, I have my favorites here and there.
Right.
I have my annual gigs that I love, that I look forward to every year because it's the same crew, it's the same clients, it's the same people.
Yeah.
You know, we all have those little insider things. What are the answers to those two questions for you?
Okay. Well, I think one of the most amazing moments that I've had is when I was calling Dr. Grupp in Children's Hospital of Philadelphia, which is where they developed CAR T-cell therapy for children. And I was calling to tell him that I had put a check for $100,000 in the mail to support his work. And he didn't know that. But when I called him, he said, you know, oh, I'm glad you called because we're having a bit of trouble with our funding right now. And I said, well, what's the problem? And he said, well, we've got 4 children who didn't respond to the first type of therapy, but we can adapt it so that we know that they will respond to it, but we haven't got the money for these 4 kids. And I said, okay, so, well, how much does it cost per child? And he said $25,000.
Wow.
So I get goosebumps still just thinking about that. And I said to him, well, I've just put a check for $100,000 in the mail. And he said, oh my gosh, that's a miracle.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's probably one of my most special moments to be able to do that.
No synchronicity there whatsoever. That is absolutely amazing.
So to know that we were actually going to potentially save the lives of those 4 kids was amazing.
Yeah.
As far as events go, I guess I'd have to say our golf tournament is probably that and our gala that we're going to do with Lee. But the golf tournament we've been doing, this is our 13th year. And AT&T has been a tremendous supporter of that. But we get people coming back. We've had people who have supported us from year 1. And it's just like seeing old friends again. You know, we see them once a year, but when we do, we have a fantastic time. And they're extremely generous. And it's, you know, everybody loves it because they're having fun, but it's for a good cause as well.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and that's just it. You know, you have to remember that any of this, whether it's cars, working in the nonprofit realm, it's about living life via passions. And I mean, for me, you could go take a job anywhere, but to take a job doing what you do, especially with your personal story and your personal experience, that is absolutely doing what you feel called to do.
Oh yeah, I mean, I started doing it on my kitchen table.
Yeah, sure.
You know, I'd stay up till 2:00 in the morning.
And what has that journey been like for you? Like starting it, because I'm someone who self-employed, everything else. I started my business and was at my kitchen table for a long time before I had a studio in the back. But what was that like for you? Making those first steps, getting things going, because
it was hard.
I like sharing that story with people because not everybody follows through with that. They have an idea, they have a thought that maybe I can do something, but then for some reason they don't believe in themselves and it kind of wanes off and they never follow through with it. And you're someone who actively followed through with it and made it happen and is doing great things the world over with it. What was it that kept you going and made you start really pursuing this full time?
It was probably three things. First of all, I'm probably going to cry.
It's okay.
My little boy, the one thing that he couldn't stand was when I got upset, and here I am getting upset. But anyway, so I knew that I had to do something positive because I knew that he wouldn't like it if I was upset and depressed and angry, and so I had to turn that energy into something positive. And so that really drove me initially. Plus, I think the fact that we've been able to make such a difference, and you know, having been there as a parent, you can't help yourself initially because you're so busy just looking after your child. Yeah. So I knew that, you know, there were going to be a certain number of people out there relying on what I was doing. And I think the third thing is, like, we've had such a series of what I call Godcidences. I don't believe in coincidences. I call them Godcidences, where things like that incident with Dr. Grupp, those things happen to us all the time. And in fact, we've had so many of those things happen that we're thinking about writing a book about it.
You should.
Yeah.
You should. Absolutely.
So, but that, you know, every time I feel like it would be so much easier to just walk away, which it would, something like that happens, and I think, oh my gosh, I am meant to be doing this, and you know, you just get tremendous encouragement when stuff like that happens. So.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, it's when those moments present themselves in life, you really do have to kind of pay attention to the little tug in your belly button and follow it.
Yeah,
go with it. Because when you're going down the wrong path, when you're doing what you're not supposed to be doing, life will throw the hurdles in your way. You just have to be present in mind enough to realize I'm tripping over a lot of hurdles.
Yeah.
When there's a perfectly open path right here next to me. And that's really the one you're supposed to be on. Thank you so much for coming and sharing your beautiful personal story, your story of success with curing kids' cancer. Let everybody know when and where your next event is.
Okay, well, our next event is going to be our golf tournament, which is at the Atlanta National Golf Course in Atlanta, and we're having a big dinner hosted by AT&T the night before the golf tournament on April 30th, and then we're having the actual tournament on May 1st.
Great.
So, yeah, great. And then August 11th is the next big one with Lee Corso at the College Football Hall of Fame. And just go to our website, Facebook page, and you'll get details on it.
And on our page, too.
Oh, good. Yes,
great.
That would be great. Thank you.
Fantastic. Absolutely.
Oh, one thing.
What's that?
Seeing as you're called Dudes and Beer.
Yeah.
If anybody wants to donate some beer for our golf tournament, we're open to donations. So
okay.
If people can't donate money but can donate beer or wine or whatever it may be, then you know you can help us out that way too.
Yeah, any little thing helps, right?
We can definitely try and get you in touch with a few breweries or something like that locally.
That would be
and see
great.
what we can do.
That would be great.
Yeah, fantastic.
Okay.
Fantastic. Well,
All right.
Thank
Well,
you so much once again, Grania, for coming on the show, talking about your fantastic charity, everything that you guys are doing to help battle and fight and bring awareness to the battle of children's cancer globally, and what we can do ourselves to help alleviate some of that, and to help be a part of it. So thank you so much for coming and sharing all of that with us.
Well, thank you for giving me the chance to share it. 'Cause,
Absolutely.
You know, raising awareness of what we do is an essential part of it.
Most definitely.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And we'll be in touch. We'll send you a link to the interview and everything so you can put it out on all your media and everything
Great.
else.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day, and
Good
enjoy the
luck.
rest of Mecum.
Thanks.
Safe travels.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. And that is exactly what we're about on this show. I can't even express it enough what we're all completely about, because it is about living life passionately. It is about doing what you love to do. It is about making those tracks and making it happen, and making your own waves in the pond of life. Sincerely.
You know, every guest we've had today has just been awesome. Just great people, you know?
Yeah.
You know, all at one place.
Well, and it's like Pops was saying, you know, you find a lot of like-minded people at things like this, and a lot of people that are into this, they're into
really
cars.
loud here right now.
What's that?
It's so loud in here right now.
Oh yeah, no, it gets like you should have been here the last couple years where all of this was open.
Oh God,
it was rabble all day long. It was crazy. But I mean, even now as we sit, there is a Corvette Callaway, one of my probably my hands down favorite Corvette. I love me a Callaway.
You one of them.
Oh,
that is
they're
a pretty
nice.
damn car, actually.
Oh, it's one of the most powerful cars you can get.
Yeah.
But, you know, going through all this, seeing all of this, experiencing all of this, just reminds me so much about what we're all about, and about changing our lives, changing the way that we think, the way that we feel about everything. Thank you. With actually actively thinking about what it is that we can do, and not just for ourselves, but finding out what it is that we can do for the person next to us.
Right.
You know, what it is that we can do for the person across the restaurant. And, you know, that's living life through passion. That's having a passion to change things around you, to change people, to make the world a better place. And whenever you're considering that, whenever you're looking at that, you really do have to look at things from a multifaceted aspect. You can't just do it from one point of view.
Right.
And that's why I like talking with all of these different people. That's why I like talking with, you know, someone who has won a bid at Mecum and made their dream come true. Someone who, like Sean, has come to Mecum with his car club and made his dream come true, who we'll be talking to in a little while. Someone like Grania, who just left the show, that literally took a tragedy in her life and turned it into a beautiful experience for thousands of other people.
Right.
To help change the world.
She overcame those hurdles in her life by knowing what she had to do, and she changed that negative to a positive. You know?
Yeah, and I think so much of it. There's a nice picture of Big Red that Pops just brought back. Oh yeah. That thing's a beast, ain't it?
That's pretty beautiful, and it's got the gold detailing like this one likes.
Yeah, I do like that. It's got to be just the right amount of gold, though. It can't be too blingy. Can't be too
Damn,
blingy.
that's a beautiful car, man.
So, yeah. Anything else that you guys want to add while we were on break? How was y'all's break? What did y'all get to go out and see, guys? We came back from break with like 2 immediate guests. So
I know, it was crazy. I saw a Lamborghini.
Nice.
Yeah, that's all I did, literally. I saw the Lamborghini. I came back and I lined up some guests. So that was my big story.
Yeah, we went to the auction floor, saw a bunch of Can you hear me? Is
Yeah.
it coming through? Okay. Yeah, went to the auction floor, saw some stuff getting bought.
Did you get some live?
I got a couple of pictures. The camera on my phone is not all that great, so it's,
The rough.
it doesn't zoom in very well.
Nah, that's okay.
But no, I tell you what, man, they've got it decked out in there. That's
Oh no,
Yeah.
that's
Oh,
what I'm
yeah.
saying.
That's
It's
world class.
It's
man.
not a
Yeah,
No,
that's-
it is. Well, what you have to remember, what you're looking at is a television set.
Sure.
Like that is a mobile television set. Everything is live to video, live to broadcast. They are where there's us out here for 5 hours. There is John Craman in there, reckoning on a microphone for 5 hours, literally knowing every stitch of information about every one of these cars that rolls across the block, like in detail. Not just that. Not only is he their head auctioneer, but he is their conservatory director. He's their so like he actively goes out or consignments director. He actively goes out and finds these collections with the Mecum family.
Nice.
Look at that Mercedes over there.
Yeah, it's pretty raw.
It's a nice Mercedes.
I'm liking the Shelby that's in front of it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a big Shelby fan.
That's gorgeous.
I'm about to let Mario, one of the employees here at Mecum, spin the wheel because he was our
Oh,
winner.
hot dog. Well, yeah. Let's let Julie go over there with Mario and spin the wheel of fate to see what Mario gets. I think he's looking for a 5-minute. He's looking for a 5-minute action. Lifetime alcohol. Dude, if that's up there, I'm spinning the wheel.
Yeah.
I took that one for myself. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh, there he goes. Come on, big money. No whammies for Mario here. Come on, Mario. Oh, he wins a sticker. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Go, Mario.
Yeah.
Mario with the swag. All right. I love it. People are enjoying the prize wheel. They're coming up. They're registering. If you want to win a prize and you're here at Mecum, please make sure to stop off by the booth. See Ms. Julie Connally, our nice PR rep. She will get you set up. All you have to do is show her that you have liked the Dudes and Beer Facebook page. And then at that point, you will be given a ticket. And every hour we draw a ticket. And if you're here, you get to spin the wheel of fate and see what the gods have given you from the Dudes and Beer. Mario won a sticker. We had was it Matt? Nope.
Michael? I think it was
Michael.
Michael.
It was Michael Wason. Michael Wason won earlier. So, we've had quite a few. We had Liam who won earlier. We've had quite a few that have won their prizes from Dudes and Beer today.
I think we'll have one more chance, right, before we leave?
Oh yeah, no, most definitely. We'll have one more chance for a big one. We may be doing like 2 drawings at the end there.
That'd be
just
dope.
to get crazy with it. Just to get crazy. The winner of the second drawing wins a 20-minute piggyback ride from Pops. He's gonna give you an old school tour of Mecum and regale you with stories of his youth in automobiles. That's the final prize.
Get to watch him get goosebumps when the pretty cars come by.
Pops did not know about this when he came down from
Either that or I give him $5 to go away.
Yeah. It's your choice. It's your choice.
That's half
Your choice.
a
I'm sticking with the piggyback ride. I got $5. I got a Lincoln in my pocket. But we've been having a great old time here. We absolutely love it. We love coming out to Mecum. If you'd like to take part in the fun and games, on Tuesday night at our 100th episode, coming up live from Hops and Grain. It's a bang-up weekend with us. 2 live remotes in one weekend, within days of each other. But if you want to take part in the online scavenger hunt, we will be having an online scavenger hunt on Tuesday the 11th. We'll be giving out the clues and everything to you, so you can find stuff, and you can even win at home, even though you are far, far away from the live event. You can still win prizes.
But you should come to the live events because it'll be way more
It's going to be
exciting.
entirely awesome. We got music by DJ Cinco, music by Confucius Jones. We're going to have a DJ battle at the end.
Oh, nice.
We've got scavenger hunt on location. We've got an online scavenger hunt.
It's going to be sick, dude.
We've got a rock paper scissors bracket that we're rocking. It's gonna be off the chain. We're gonna be interviewing some brewers. We're gonna be interviewing like people from Hops and Grain. We're gonna have past guests.
I'm really excited
You know,
about that. My dad's gonna be
her
there.
dad's coming from Massachusetts
Yeah.
to come be a
Now
part
you
of
know
it.
it's a
So
good
any
party.
of you that are here in Houston that aren't driving 2 hours for it on Tuesday, you're a wuss. And I'm calling you. This dude's flying. He's never even
Flying
met
in
me.
from
I don't even
Boston.
know that he's even heard my show, but he's flying in from Boston for my show.
I don't think
All
that
right?
he quite knows
That's
what
strong,
a podcast
man. That's
is.
strong. He must really
That's all
love
right.
you.
He
He must
does.
really love you.
He loves me. He loves what I'm about, and I love what he's about.
Right.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
So-
I wish you had more people in your life who loved you that much.
I know, right?
I do. I have a great brother. He's fantastic. He talks a lot of smack, but he's a good guy.
Yeah.
He's a good guy. I
He's a
keep him around.
Taka.
And as we get ready to go out to break here, talking smack, don't forget to play all these games, to be part of all this. Please make sure to go by, like the Dudes and Beer Facebook page. It's real simple. Facebook.com/Dudes and Beer. You can also make sure to go to curingkidscancer.org. Make sure that Grania hears from you. Make sure that you take care of people like that. Help make the world a better place by doing what you can do. Even a little bit helps. Even volunteering time. Believe it or not, volunteering time can be one of the most important things beyond giving money.
Right.
If you can give an hour a week, man,
Or a case of beer.
an hour a week, a case of beer. Donate a case of beer. I don't even know that they're necessarily looking for all the beers to be the same. You could probably donate 85 6-packs of different beer if you want, and I'm sure that they would be happy with that. If that's the case, send 3 of them to Dudes and Beer,
Yes,
so that
please.
we can make sure to
Quality
test
control.
them and make sure that they're right to be going to these
Make sure
people.
the quality.
That's
Right,
it. That's
right,
right. You got to make sure of that, folks. So while you're doing that, make sure to also hop online, download the Dudes and Beer app from the Dudes and Beer from the iTunes store, from the Google Play store. You can also go and visit the Dudes and Beer store on dudesandbeer.com and buy all your brewing and distilling needs: books, instructionals, full kits, car box, kegs, mini kegs, carbolating equipment, everything. So on that note, everybody, we're going to hit up the music loop for the next little bit. Go out and check out some of this and come back for the last part of our live coverage, live from the Mecum Auto Auction,
Live.
right here in Houston, Texas.
In your face.
Thank you so much for joining us. We will be back here in a few minutes, and take care of yourselves, everybody. Drive safe. If you're leaving Mecum right now, be careful. The cops are going to be out. So on that note, everybody, keep tuned in. Stay tuned in. We'll be back here in about 20, 30 minutes.
Stay tuned for more live coverage from the auction floor, as well as interviews direct from the Mecum Auto Auction in Houston, Texas, right here on the Dudes and Beer podcast. To listen to our audio streams and chat with us live, download the official Dudes and Beer app for both Android and iDevices, available on the Google Play and iTunes markets. Dudes and Beer is a proud member of the Revolution Digital Group family of podcasts. Thanks for listening, everybody, and until next time, drink responsibly. Grab your beverages and turn up your interweb. Coming to you live from the Mecum Auto Auction in Houston, Texas, you're listening to Dudes and Beer.
Well, hello everybody, and we are back. I am Chris Jordan, your host. Welcome back to the Dudes and Beer exclusive coverage of the auction floor from the Mecum Auto Auction here in Houston, Texas. With me once again is Stephen Bishop, as well as Julie Connally and Randy Jordan, as well as our good friend from the Dallas area, Pops Davis.
Hello.
And we've been here just having a hoot and a holler all day long, looking at beautiful, beautiful pieces of American muscle machine
And European.
and European ingenuity and even some Japanese pizzazz. I think there's been a couple pieces of some, but it's amazing sitting over here and getting to watch all this stuff literally just feet away from us. Like, Mecum treats us so well, and I want to give another huge shout out to Dave Morton, who is our media connection. He handles all the media for Mecum, and he's such a great guy, we're looking at possibly being able to go up and do Mecum in Dallas in September.
Hell yeah.
So that's going to be fantastic. Greatly looking forward to that. And in addition to that, we also want to thank the Mecum family, Dana and Frank, as well as all of the people that work here at Mecum. The car pushers are the guys that get it done. The drivers are the guys that make sure the cars get to where they're supposed to be on the auction block so you can see it the way it's supposed to be seen. And it's just an experience beyond belief. Like the nice gentleman said earlier, who purchased Big Red, it's even just to come and see it. Even if you've been to an auto show, you've never been to a Mecum Auto Auction. I've been to auto auctions before, and whenever I first stepped foot into Mecum, it was like, wow, this is an experience beyond all get out. As an audio video guy, to see the rig that they bring with them of production, to know that it is a live simulcast to NBC Sports all day long for 3 days straight. And to know that they invite broadcasts like ours that are up and coming.
They help the little man.
And, just like we learned with kids, with Grania from helping children with cancer, Caring kids cancer. It's about finding something you believe in and following that. And once you do that, you'll never work a day in your life. It's about passion, it's about love, and to see what these people have put into these vehicles for years sometimes, to turn them around to the condition that they're in, to make them the moving, rolling works of art that they are, is just something on another level. Julie, what has your experience been today being a convert?
I do believe this is Julie's first one, isn't it?
It is.
It's my first one. Growing up on the East Coast, we had boat shows. I mean, I'm sure there were probably auto shows, but it was always boats. I went to boat auctions and boat shows, and everything was boats. So to see the cars, like, I never really had a huge appreciation. My dad was kind of a car guy. He always had cool cars, but I think they were just because they looked cool more than, like, he knew what to do with them, you know?
Yeah.
So this is really neat, and the people have been phenomenal, and the fact that Mecum, which seems to be a fairly large organization, has teamed up with small charities and helps with the vets, and it's just really cool to see how one family has sort of branched out to make such a difference in several different communities, because I know it's not just in Houston. They're all over the country. It's pretty fantastic. It's been a great day. I've had a blast.
Fantastic. I love hearing that. I like hearing people's first outings at things like this, because it can be a little rough. I mean, it can be overwhelming. It can be hard to really take in what's going on your first time at something like this. Like, I know whenever Nelson and I first went to Mecum before we ever covered it with Dudes and Beer, just walking around for those few days, like, as many cars as you see in here today, there were just as many in here yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and on this sheet, there's probably listed about 400 cars, close to, with the size print they got.
Yeah, right.
I mean, it's got to be close to about 400 cars. Got to be about 100 on each part of this list.
200 each day.
Yeah.
That's 600 cars.
Yeah. And I mean, it went through, I want to say they had 1,500 come through last year. It was crazy.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was nuts. They had 500 cars a day for 3 days.
Wow.
Here
Yeah,
in
it looks
Houston.
like there's 93 per page if I'm doing the math
that was
correctly.
Okay.
Big auction that year.
Yeah.
We just had a black Lamborghini right in front of us.
Yeah, I was checking out that Lambo earlier.
Yeah, very nice. Just feet away from us.
Yep.
Just sitting there in front of us.
Yeah.
No big deal.
Yeah, no big deal.
Yeah. Here's a sweet Chevelle though.
Yeah, look at that.
It's just fine as I'll get out with that air scoop on the front.
Just popping up out of the hood like that.
And, you know, as we wind coverage down, as we do like finish up our last hour here at Mecum, I don't know, it's always kind of bittersweet because we're tired. It's been a long day. We've taken in a lot of information. It's a loud environment, so it tends to wear down on you.
Sure does.
We've taken in more beer and more beer.
A lot of
and more
beer,
beer.
a lot of fumes.
Yeah. And it's it just gets overwhelming. But to sit here and see these guys, see the car pushers, like I said, the guys that make it happen. The fact that they have been on just as long, if not longer than we have.
When I'm drinking beer, they don't let me talk. How do you get away with talking with this beer?
You got to get an internet show.
Yeah, you got to get an internet show, mainly that you start so that you can do whatever you want on your show.
Totally.
Do you have an internet show?
We do.
Yeah, we
We're on
do.
it live right now.
We
You
are
are live on the internet show
Yeah,
with Dudes and Beer.
We're on the interwebs as we speak.
These damn people are all drinking beer and they can talk on this here.
Drinking
What
and
do you have
working.
to do to get a free beer?
Well,
My favorite
a
place.
free beer, you probably need to go talk to those ladies. However, you can enter our contest. At the end,
Come on,
we
just
will
give me
be
a sip. Just give me a sip.
just a
That's all I want,
taste,
just a sip. I'll
just a
give it
little
back.
taste.
Just a sip.
There you go. You can have a sip of my beer. Oh wait, you wanted her beer. I know why you wanted her beer.
That's the thing beer bellies are made of, right
That's right.
there.
That's
I
right.
just told this lady when I'm drinking Budweiser, no one lets me talk on something like that. Hey, let me ask you something, baby. What time do you get off?
5 o'clock.
What time is it?
5 o'clock.
Which one of these goons is your old man?
Uh-oh.
Mine's in Austin.
You catching that one, Brian?
Which one of these goons?
Here too.
Which one of these
Hey,
goons?
he's got to take me home and I'll come back. Are you ready to go do the hoochie coochie noochie?
Oh, yeah. She's a little tuckered.
What does that tattoo say on your arm?
Sisters.
What does it say?
Sisters? Me and my sister have one.
Yeah.
I
Sister.
can't hear
So
it
is
too
this the
good.
logo?
That's it.
That's the
Sister.
Feel free to take one of those keychains. Have a keychain.
Have a keychain. Take that with you.
Take a
What's that
keychain and a
keychain?
sticker.
Your heart?
I guess. I don't
And
know.
it's got that bottle opener.
Were you intoxicated when you got that?
No.
No. That's never a good way to get tattoos.
Never a good way to buy a car at an auction either. I'm gonna tell you that.
I disagree. I think the drunker the better if you're going to throw down $100,000.
Just don't drive it home.
Hey, sweetie pie, what's your name?
Julie.
Who?
Julie.
Empty bank account.
Julie.
Judy.
Julie.
I dated her. Anyway, that's another. What's that goon laughing about? Hey,
He's laughing.
I think you're in character.
Y'all have like
Steve
a
laughs at
special-
everything.
I mean,
Yeah.
y'all over here, y'all just have.
What
to
is
drink
this?
Beer, or is it?
It's a beer opener. You can have it.
You should take
Yeah,
one.
you should take
Is
a
that an
beer
opener?
opener.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll open something.
I like these people. They're all drunks and alcoholics. Can I get another chair? Can I get that chair and get right up next to you, Judy?
I'm sorry.
Heart disease.
It's a little much. I don't know. That might make her uncomfortable.
Have y'all met many people like me today?
Yeah,
Quite
we
a
have.
few.
We have.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
we've
God.
had a great
I'm from Texas, man.
There's no. Where are you from?
Texas,
Here,
Houston.
There's no shortage of goons in Houston. I'm
No.
gonna tell you that.
No. That's why
I know,
we shut down Astro World because of all those drunk goons.
No more Astro World. The goons
That's
run.
it.
when their moms were
That's it. That's it.
Hey,
All right.
what time you get off?
5.
Bye.
Well, he's gonna take me home, and then I'm about 45
push him out.
Make sure he rolls well, and whenever you come back looking for her, she's going to the auto show next. So
Are you
she's
picking your nose? Right
no, I'm not.
Motherfucker.
Bye.
All kinds of goons from Houston, buddy.
All kinds of Houston goons.
All kinds of Houston goons.
Rolling up at Mecum.
That's it.
Handshakes, just fist bump.
All right.
Fist bump only.
Hey, you.
Yeah.
Do you know what you call a black man up in a tree with 3 chimpanzees?
Hey.
No,
Now,
just remind you we're on air.
yeah.
Live.
He's
We're
the
live.
branch manager.
You're the. That was a little much, folks,
Yikes.
and not really what Dudes and Beer is all about.
Nope.
But we are all about Mecum.
Yep.
We are all about giving people a hard time too.
That's
We
the
do
live
that
randomness
frequently.
you get when you're live.
That happens when
that
you're
is
live,
the
guys.
randomness
Sorry.
that happens when you're live.
Nothing like a little bit of sexism and racism to
That's
end the
it.
day.
That's it. It's such a great day on such an odd, uncomfortable note.
Other people's opinion does not reflect
That was-
ours.
No,
Hey,
no, they
how
don't.
you
That's
doing?
like even at the beginning.
How you doing, Garrett Brown? I hope
Hey,
you
Garrett.
weren't. I hope you weren't tuned in for that horrible racist comment just a moment
Yeah,
ago.
well, he's drunk.
Yeah,
He is drunk.
He
Sure.
seems highly
And
intoxicated.
hopefully,
At least on the
if he's drunk,
No.
if he's drunk, he at least explores the option of riding home with fare.
Yeah,
Because
well, he did have a ride. That is the only reasonable thing that he said in that whole thing is
That's
that
true.
somebody was driving him around.
that's true. That's a plus. His friends seem fairly right and sober.
He did. His
I
friend
wanna say
seemed
that
a
was
But
little
if you're
embarrassed.
not right and
I think it was
sober,
his
Yeah.
son. He seemed a
download
little
the
embarrassed.
free Fare app and use code DUDES10. You will start compiling points for your next ride immediately whenever you use Fare and use code DUDES10. 10% of all your rides goes into an account just for you and lets you actively use those as ride credits. So,
Garrett, I hope you had fun today.
I hope you had fun today, Garrett. It was a pleasure meeting you. It was a pleasure
Sure was.
having you come over here and
Good luck
register
with your DJ
and
career.
spin the wheel. He's a DJ.
Yeah.
Oh God, keep in touch.
Yeah, I checked him out on, I want to say Twitter. Yes, Twitter.
All right, fantastic. Well, Godspeed with that, Garrett. And make sure that you pay ASCAP fees and all that kind of good stuff. Take care of things properly with business, and make sure that you show up to your gigs at least 30 minutes early. That's my professional advice. You're very welcome. You're very welcome.
I don't
Garrett.
think we needed to tell him that. I
But-
think he probably would anyway.
Well, I mean,
His
Yeah.
Twitter handle is at DJ Gbox. Little
All right.
free shout out there.
Cool.
all right,
Sounds really
go,
awesome.
go,
DJ
Garrett.
G-Box.
DJ Gbox at DJ Gbox, and we do that all the time. We gave a shout out earlier to some people that we met. We are all about that. We're all about promoting everybody, giving everybody an equal space of time, unless you're doing something horribly bigoted.
In which case, please just keep
You gotta
going,
keep
man.
moving. You gotta.
This
You know what we
is
need?
2017.
You know what we need?
Are you kidding me?
We need somebody in a clown outfit with a broom.
Hey, we wanted
So
to.
whenever that happens, it's like the Apollo.
Oh.
They come up.
we surely.
Get an oversized shepherd's crook and just pull
That's
him
right.
out.
Just pull them off.
We wanted to lead this show, this last segment, with a bang.
On
But
a high note.
it didn't necessarily
With
mean
a
a bang
question
we were going to
mark,
like, though, you
a little
know?
bit.
Well, we still got a little bit
That
of
was a
time.
bang.
We can
Yeah,
recover
we're all right,
from
we're
that.
all right.
We can,
Maybe
we can
somebody
definitely
like super
recover
dope
from
will
that.
walk by
Yeah.
in a minute. And
Well,
be
right
like,
now we do have
ladies
this-
and all people of colors and
We
are
do,
awesome.
We do have this. Yes, exactly. Thank you. It's diversity that makes the world go round. Good Lord, otherwise we'd have a friggin' family shoot instead of a family tree.
Speaking of diversity, let's talk about this. We got this awesome
I know.
cherry red bell
So
hair.
pretty.
Look at that, Bill.
And then with like a Ferrari right behind it.
Yeah,
It
the
makes
banana
no
yellow
sense
Ferrari
how they stack
is
these cars.
sharp.
It is
Sharp.
With
yellow.
the bananas, and now I like
with
that
the
one
with
too.
the Testarossa coming up right
Yeah,
behind it.
I like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
and
also
mean,
would not kick that out
what
of
are
my
we
garage.
what are we looking at? The 139 there? That is
Panorama.
actually a 73 Ferrari 365
Ooh.
GTB4 Daytona that's
I like
running
it.
across. And if, yeah.
No, that's an opal body.
What's that?
That's an opal body, I believe.
You mean from the car Opel?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I believe so.
Explain what you mean by that, because not many people understand the hodgepodge that can happen with the restoration or the customization of a vehicle there, Pop.
Oh well, it just looks like an opal design, like the way the back slopes and the back end is a little squared off, and then you've got those nice flared rear quarters.
Yep.
It's really a beautiful car. What was what is it called?
That was a 365 GTB4 Daytona. It was 1973.
1973.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And then right here we've got the amazing 89 Testarossa that
Oh my gosh, I remember when I was little, like that was my dream car.
Right. That was the one back in the
That was the one that was always on the posters and stuff.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
totally.
Yeah.
80s.
Testarossa. Oh, brings me back. It's funny, like, I mean, I wouldn't kick it out of my garage at all, but it is super 80s looking at it.
Oh,
it's
God,
like
yeah,
such
yeah.
an 80s car.
Did Magnum
is
PI drive
absolutely.
that car? I think so, didn't he?
Was that the car that Magnum had?
Yeah, Magnum.
it may
He
have
had a
been.
Ferrari.
Yeah, I think so. I think
Yeah.
it was that one.
And it was red too, I think, wasn't it? Didn't he
Yes,
have a
it
red
was.
Ferrari?
Uh-huh.
But it wasn't his, it was like the person that owned the house.
Yeah.
The butler. I'll loan you my car. The butler.
Yeah, we've got a few more Mustangs that just came up in line in front of us here. We've got a 69 Mustang Fastback directly in front of us in a beautiful maroon, dark red. And then behind that is the 67 Shelby GT500 Fastback, which is, I mean, you know, one of the quintessential muscle cars, so to speak. Just the one that everybody talks about forever and always. If I'm not mistaken, that was, let's see, it was a 67. I'm trying to remember if that was Eleanor or not in Fast and Furious, but I know it was a GT500 Shelby that it was. I just can't remember if that was the year. Amy and I recently were on Amazon Video actually and went to watch Fast and Furious because it's one of those I've come in and out of. It's a fun romp of a
Did
movie.
they have one on Gone in
but
60 Seconds or something like that?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's the one
Yeah,
I'm thinking
that's-
of. Not Fast
yeah.
and Furious.
See,
Gone
that's
in
what I was
60
thinking
seconds.
that you were thinking.
Gone in 60 Seconds.
So we-
Thank you. You're right.
Yeah.
Nicolas Cage is not in Fast and
74.
Furious,
Yeah.
which is why it's not good.
Nope,
Um,
that's not right.
I beg you differ.
But
Don't like the cage.
It's
Yeah.
a 67.
is it a 67?
The one
Eleanor?
from Gone in 60 Seconds
Yeah.
is,
Yeah. So we are actively looking in Eleanor right now, the car that was Nick Cage's dream car in Gone in 60 Seconds. And whenever we were going through Amazon Video, we actually ran across Gone in 60 Seconds, and I was like, "Well, you want to watch it?" And the covers, like the cover images, almost look the same. And it literally took about 10 minutes into the movie because I've come and gone from it so many times. I think maybe once I've seen it completely from beginning to end. But yeah, we started watching it and I was like, this is not
not great.
this is not Gone in 60 Seconds.
Yeah.
Then I started thinking about it and I was like, wait a minute, no. Gone in 60 Seconds was originally like a horrible B movie.
Yeah, from like 1974.
Yeah. And we found out like that's what we were watching. And oh my God, yeah, the plot line just goes like left and right. And here, that like, there's a dude that you don't even figure out what happens to him in the movie. Like, you don't even find out. They just drop him, and he must not have made it to the next day of shooting. And they're like, well, that's it.
Well, he's out.
Cutting floor.
Keep the other scene in.
drunk.
Oh, well, you can tell that it was totally done on budget. That, you know, half of it all the chase scenes.
Nice, there it is. That's that one.
All the chase scenes were shot with like 16 millimeter because you didn't need to have sound on it. And then all the scenes with people were shot with 35 because it had sound. So it was like you could tell the difference in frames and frame rates. It was just nuts. So yeah, Eleanor there reminded me of that. And, yeah, there's an example of those beautiful, just classic muscle car wheels that I love. That are utter simplicity, nothing bling about them, just straight, beautiful power.
Just found out from the internet that the actual Eleanor from the movie was just sold at auction in 2013 for $1 million.
Whoa. $1 million.
Yep, $1 million.
$1 million.
For that car, basically. I mean, it's a beautiful car.
And was that a Mecum auction?
That's a great question. Let me click on the link.
I bet it was. Something tells me.
I don't know.
We'll see. I don't know. There's some pretty prestigious auctions out there, but Mecum has definitely come around as
Dana Mecum 26th original spring classic auction in Indianapolis. Nice. Good job. Good call. Good call.
Yeah.
Thank you, interwebs.
Well, and it's just the fact of, you know, like I said, there are prestigious auctions all over the place. There are prestigious auctions that happen across the globe, across the country. But there is not one that happens as regularly as Mecum. Mecum is on a regular basis, easily bi-monthly. They are all over the country, trying to get things happening every month, and it's amazing to see where they've come from in the last 3 years, even, and the strides that they've made, and the new things that they're doing, the new things that they're incorporating with the show. It's great. Even things like us.
It's like we were saying earlier, like a traveling circus, you know? But
it
with
is
cars.
literally a traveling circus. Like, people don't understand that whenever they. We were talking about that yesterday, coming back from seeing Dave Morton, our media guy. You know, just he was like, "Oh, I'm just worn out." Like
he looked worn out.
That's
the first time I've seen him.
He's literally seen his bed twice in the last 3 months. Twice. He's been home twice for like 2 days at a stretch in 3 months.
Oh, that's nuts.
And you know,
I'm gonna start delegating, maybe.
Well, it's just the fact of there are certain things that whenever you say, it's like signing on to be a tour manager of a rock and roll show across the country. Like, you know what comes with it when you sign on. You know that it's going to be 3 a.m. mornings and you know, waking up at 8 a.m. before the musicians do to make sure that their bags are downstairs and things like that. You know, it's details. You know, whenever you think about the fact that this show comes into town and every single media outlet out there is here. Local NBC affiliates come out. They go out. They do a live remote at the TV station, you know, and he has to keep track of all that.
Yeah.
He has to manage all that. He has to have the infrastructure to be able to get the news crews in, get them out, and then 10 minutes later have another news crew come in to talk to somebody totally different in another part of his facility about something totally different. And then he has people like us who come in, and he's like, "Oh, let me bring you some interviews," and is just piling interviews on us all day, you know, and it's amazing.
I thought I'd seen him earlier. He kind of gave me that look and kind of was like, I kind of got a feeling from him like he's going to bring us somebody, but
I got to talk with him for about 10 minutes after the last segment, and proudly told them that, hey, just so you know, I know that you lined us up with the guys from Big Red Racing last year. We actually just got to talk to Mr. Lisco, the man that purchased the Big Red replica last year. And that it was just, he was like, oh, wow, that's pretty cool. Like, you know, kind of bookending it year to year. I was like, yeah, I mean, the odds of that happening are absolutely phenomenal. The odds of us ever randomly finding the guy that purchased Big Red are just astronomical. So the fact that that happened was pretty incredible. And incredible things happen at Mecum. You know, dreams come true at Mecum, not just for shows like ours, but for things like curing kids' cancer. You know, and for things like West Houston Muscle. You know, the number of people that they have sign up every year.
There's some good charities out there that are, you know, auctioning their cars for good causes. You know?
There's great charities, there's great organizations, there's great local meetup groups that put up booths here, because people don't even realize that, like, if you got a classic car, like West Houston Muscle does like a monthly cars and coffee thing out at Memorial City Mall,
right?
Where it's like 7 o'clock a.m. on a Saturday, people bring donuts and coffee and set them out in front of their car.
Oh, that's neat.
You know, and it's like, bring your kids, bring the family, come out and check out some classic cars. You know, stuff like that really does, like we were saying earlier, Pop, it carries on that automotive tradition. It carries on that father to son passing on of knowledge, of love, of passion of American steel and American ingenuity in car design, and even the foreign ingenuity in car design. Not that there aren't many foreign models here, but I'd venture a guess, and I think we were kind of figuring it last night just from what we saw in the Saturday book. We were looking at about 68%, 70% American muscle, maybe about 30% foreign. And that's just...
Most of those are the Porsches and the Lamborghinis. And, that's basically what it amounts to.
Sure. And you've got things like the 51 Fiat that crossed across a while ago, the little green one that you were looking at. It was beautiful. It's beautiful. You know, and little known fact about Italy at that point, and even up until the 70s, if I'm not mistaken, you could not have, they literally had practice cars that were cut in half. It was a vehicle that was cut in half, and whenever you took driver's ed, your first month of driver's ed was learning how to fix your car. You could actually not get a license to drive unless you knew what every single part of your car actually did.
Where was this?
Italy.
Oh,
Italy. Yeah.
That's something they ought to keep doing.
You think so? Would you have a license, Steve?
I think I would, yeah.
Yeah?
I mean, I don't do it myself, but
you could look at like a dissected engine and point out the crankshaft?
I think so, actually.
And tell somebody what it does?
I could be like engine, transmission.
Okay, well,
seatbelt.
I don't know about all them details, maybe, but
because
some of them.
It was pretty crazy. The show that I saw it on was like this 7-year-old woman, and she was an antique salesman. I think I may have seen it on like American Pickers or something, and they were like in Europe. But literally, like, they were down in the catacombs, like, of this dude's house, like down underneath in these tunnels and stuff. And it was just crazy for this 7-year-old woman. He's like, really? You still remember any of that? And she starts naming off parts inside the transmission.
Crazy.
Like, inside the transmission. Not just like, that's the transmission.
Right.
It's like, oh, well, there's the first gear. There's the flywheel. You know, it's like, oh, my God, like, the 70-year-old woman knows more about cars than I ever could. Like,
wow.
That's crazy. That's crazy. And, you know, she never really had to work on a car. She just had to know what all the parts did. And it's interesting that we here in America, like, I'm not going to say the birth of the automotive tradition, because technically we weren't the birth. There was another dude other than Henry Ford over across the pond that had some stuff going on.
Right, it's always across the pond.
But being the front runner of automotive technology, being the front runner of the automotive industry, it's odd to me that we don't keep up with things like that. It's odd to me that, you know, cars are turned over to people and turned over to kids, and, you know, I'm not going to say that many of my friends weren't guilty of it. They had cars and had no idea. Like they had no idea what the sound of brakes going bad was. They had no idea, like, oh my God, my front end's wobbling whenever I hit my brakes. What is that? You know, and I guess to me,
that's what keeps mechanics in business, though.
Right. It is.
I mean, that's a cycle of life there in the automotive world.
Oh,
those,
sure.
Those that can't do it have others do it for them.
That's it.
Right?
That's it. Well, like I said, I've worked in shops. I know how to turn an oil wrench. You know, I know how to put that wrench onto my filter and turn counterclockwise and take it off.
Isn't
and drain
it also getting to the point in our time frame that a lot of these vehicles are computerized and kind of keeps us from doing certain things that used to be done, like you're saying?
It can to an extent. The thing is, the parts are still there. You're still like, you crack open a transmission, unless you're looking at like a hardcore electronic transmission, like what's in some of the new Honda Jukes or something like that, you know, where there are literally no moving parts inside of it. I don't know how that happens, but literally there's no moving parts inside of it. It's wild. It's crazy.
I think too, you know, back in those days, if you had a car, you had a garage.
Yeah.
You know, and you had a place to put the stuff to work on it.
That's true too. Most people who owned a car were homeowners. They had a garage, they had a shade tree, they had something to work on it underneath. They didn't live in an apartment where it's like, we see that thing up on blocks, we're going to give you a fine.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You know? My thing about changing oil is the fact of, not that I don't know how to do it and where to go get the parts and what filter to buy, it's that, hey, for $10 more, if they screw it up, they get to fix it.
Give somebody work and it's not very expensive.
Yeah, and I'd much rather give somebody $10 to have a job. You know, like, I got better things to do than change my oil in life right now.
Although the funny thing is typically you sit there and wait for it, and the time you're waiting for them to fix it, you could have done it yourself.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
Now there's the mobile oil changing, which is awesome, where they like come to your work and change your oil while you're at work.
No kidding.
That's great. It's like a little bit more expensive, but totally worth it.
Yeah, it's like $10-15 more, but hey, if you can't leave work for the day and you got to get it done.
Yeah.
Now see, they don't have a lot of that stuff here in Houston necessarily. It's just because of the proximity of drive. It would take an eternity for somebody to get to your house to come.
I don't know. I'm sure that I've seen mobile mechanics.
Yeah.
I've seen mobile mechanic trucks.
Yeah.
Going around.
I guess that's true. Now,
look at this Ferrari.
Yeah. Nice banana yellow with the matching brakes.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of that today, the matching brake color.
The guy driving that Ferrari looks really, really upset about driving that Ferrari. He looks like he's had better things to do in life than drive that Ferrari. But probably not better things to do with that shit-eating grin on his face.
I bet that's just the funnest job.
Oh yeah. Well, and that's just it. Like, you look around, you see these guys pushing like, you know, $100,000 automobiles and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. They are joking, they're laughing, they're having a good time. They are all about it. You know, they're having a great time. I've never even stepped backstage into the broadcast part of Mecum and not seen the crew having a good time. It is literally like one huge extended family. It's absolutely amazing and phenomenal, the attitude that goes on behind this show. And it shows. The enthusiasm shows. Like I said, when you find people that are passionate about what they do, it's infectious. You can't not want to be around it. And like, every time I come to this show, I am just jazzed beyond belief. And half of it is the staff. It's the people telling me, like, oh man, if you like what I'm pushing over here, wait till you see what's coming up around the corner. Because I was trying to get my hands on that, and they told me to come push this one. You know, it's wild. It's insane. The sights, the smells. It is a visceral experience. It really is. And yeah, as we bring this final part of the Dudes and Beer coverage of the Mecum Auto Auction here in Houston, Texas to a close, I'd like to thank the entire cast. I'd also like to thank Garrett Brown. Let's answer his final question here.
Sure.
We'll kind of go around the table, starting with Randy, going to Pop, Steve, Julie. We'll close out with me and close out the show. Let's answer Garrett's question. What is your favorite make of automobile? What is your favorite car brand?
Oh wow, my favorite. I would say if I had to look at all the body styles and stuff over the years, decades of different body styles and cars and all of that, I would probably have to say Chevrolet.
Yeah.
I like a lot of Ford stuff too, but if I had to say, count on my fingers and toes, the number of cars that I like, or would say, I'd like to have one of those. The majority of them would probably be GM, Chevrolet brand. So I'd say Chevrolet.
All right.
Yeah, I definitely have to say Chevrolet as well. I mean, they've had a wonderful product for a long, long time. You can't beat some Fords, you can't beat some Dodges, you can't beat some Plymouths. But overall, it seems like Chevrolet's always had the top sellers in their market.
Yeah.
Now, nowadays, all the new cars look the same.
Yeah.
I mean, you go out on the highway, and when we were young, we'd sit on the corner and we would name the car coming down the street.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you could tell. Okay, this is a 65 Barracuda. This is a 58.
My dad could do it by headlights.
Oh yeah, right.
Simply by the shape of the headlights coming down the road at night.
That was part of it. That was part of the mystique. And, but today you go out. Toyota looks like a Nissan looks like an Infiniti, Infiniti looks like a Mazda, all of them have these little boxy things, styles.
And I really think that some of that comes from, like we were saying earlier, though, that there's an incestuous nature to the automotive industry. I mean,
they follow each other.
Well, not just they follow each other, they acquire each other. For somebody to go out and buy a Jaguar now and think that it's not made by Ford, to think that it's not designed by Ford, to think that it's not using Ford parts, it's just like going out and buying a Lexus. Great, you went out and bought a very expensive Toyota Camry.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
You bought and they do it mainly because the body style is
pretty much the same.
Pretty much the same.
Yeah.
You can use the same frame, you can use the same brakes, you can use the same seats,
same
maybe
motor.
not the same quarter panels. Because you're looking for a different look.
Change up the grill a little bit.
But the engine's the same. They can cross-communicate so many parts between them that it saves them money in manufacturing in order to do so.
Right. So that's not conducive to the creativity that we used to have.
Yeah, exactly. And one of the things that we talked about last time with the CEO of Mecum, talking about that is the actual fact that the new Mustangs that are coming out in 2018 will have governor chips built into them.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
that literally track you via GPS and live throttle you down to the associated speed limit to where you are.
Wow.
That's
yeah.
Whereas the Google car is actively programmed to violate the speed limit if the traffic around it dictates so.
Which makes sense. It's safer.
You know what?
So it's like you've taken the decision of the driving out of the hands of the human being entirely.
Right.
That's what I was gonna say. It's not worth it. It's just more Big Brother right up your ass.
Well,
Right
and it's literally the fact of now it's just the American road. What happened to the freedom of the American road?
Well,
the autonomous road.
And I'm not saying hey, let's hit up I love taking. People ask me why I take Highway 71
Oh
to
my gosh,
Austin.
you can
It's
fly.
because it's 75 miles an hour, Jack, and there's no red
I
lights.
caught myself at one point. I was feeling like a little bit nauseous. I was going 99 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh Oh, snap.
Yeah, no,
Pull
there
it
were a
back.
couple parts with me and Steve where like, yeah, you know, especially once I hit I-10.
We were cruising along, man.
Once I hit I-10, like my foot tends to hit the gas pedal a little bit more.
crazy.
And it's like sometimes I'll look down and be like, yeah, all right, we're at 85 in Sealy right now. We could
99.
probably,
I didn't
we
even
could
notice
probably
it
slow it
could
up.
go 99.
We're 15 miles away from our destination. We
Yeah.
could probably slow it up. We're going like 20 over the speed limit now.
Throttle back a little bit. Just a little bit.
But yeah, I mean that. To your point, what you were saying, there's the ingenuity, the passion for design, and the uniqueness of design. Like looking at just these three vehicles right here. Granted, this is not an American vehicle here next to us. That is a Ferrari or a Porsche. But you're looking at the Z28 Rally Sport. And then you're looking at the Impala right behind. Is that an Impala?
Yeah, I think so.
That's a Chrysler.
Is that a Chrysler?
I think so.
I lost my green sheet. It fell down
No,
somewhere.
It's a Dodge. I think that's a Dodge.
Is that a Dodge?
Really?
That's an old Dodge.
Yeah, let's see. We had the Porsche. There's the pickup.
S149 is the lot number. Are you talking about the white one back
Yes, yes. 149. That's what we're looking at.
Uh-huh.
149. Yeah, that's a Dodge Dart Phoenix. That is the Dodge Dart Phoenix.
there? I like it.
Yeah.
What year? 960?
Yep.
61 maybe?
Yeah. And let's see, where to go? Dodge Dart Phoenix is a 60. It is a 60.
Yeah.
And to look at that, and look at just 9 years later, right here's a Camaro from 69 in
love
front of
that.
us. That's from 60. And just look at the vast, huge, and it's not that there was a lot of technological difference between 60 and 69. You know?
No, but that body style.
But the
is
body
night and
style,
day.
the conceptualization of the vehicle and the lines and the audience that they're going for, because they were utterly designed.
I like that.
Oh yeah, the Rally Sport's beautiful,
Yeah.
man.
That's a lot of chrome.
It is. It is. Now, yeah, that Phoenix is just chromed out,
You
dude.
just spend your
Dude,
whole
I like
day
that
wiping
rally
that sucker
sport.
down.
Oh my God,
Well, I think, really and truly, I think the industry's driven by electronics and that kind of stuff these days. They don't care about the aesthetics. Of,
No,
of
it's
a- of
it's
most
accessory, not
vehicles.
aesthetics.
And then you've got the box. What is
The Scion?
Yeah.
Oh my God,
Oh,
dude,
God.
that
that
little
looks.
hamster one?
You know,
Yeah.
The soul or something?
yeah, the Honda Element.
Yeah.
No,
Well, they
I
stopped making that one, I
I
think.
mean, how
the
much?
Scion.
How much did it take?
I remember Derek Gorman came and picked me up at Love Field one time in a Scion, and I guess he was renting it to get, like leasing it for a couple months to check it out and stuff. And I was like, "What the hell is this, dude?" It's like, "Oh, this is a player, man. You don't like it?" I'm like, "Quite honestly, it looks like some designer completely forgot his deadline." And his boss came in that morning and went, "You know, hey, we got that meeting at 9 o'clock. You got the design done?"
Be like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I sure do. And it's like he took the picture that his kid drew off the refrigerator in his
Yeah.
office, and it's like there's a stick figure sticking out the window.
Right.
It's like a box with wheels, and
Yeah.
look, this is what my daddy
Exactly.
does.
Exactly.
Like,
Box
that was my first impression of that vehicle.
or shoe.
That's
Yeah.
exactly what I thought.
Yeah, yeah.
Box with
The
wheels.
Element 2, my sister had one, and inexplicably, it has suicide doors. So it's this humongous box of a car, and the doors open outwards, opposite. So you really can't get in or out of it with any kind of functionality. It makes no sense. It's like, come on, guys. Like
That
the
sounds like a
inside
bunch
is
of
kind
crap.
of cool because the floorboards were like you can hose them out, but like, what's the point if you can't actually get into the car with any kind of ease?
Yeah, we're sorry about the audio drop, folks. Somebody just decided to start this freaking
Wow.
Ferrari Testarossa V12 next to us, and for some reason it's a little bit loud. So, Steve-O,
Yeah.
while that's going on,
Yeah, really. Well, that's going on.
why don't you tell us your favorite make
Well,
a car?
I'll jump around a little bit, you know, like I kind of dig Pontiacs a little bit, you know, the Trans Ams I really love. I also like Corvette Stingrays. I'm partial to Challengers, you know, Dodge Challenger, whatever.
All right.
And so I don't really have like a particular one, you know, say Ford, Chevy, or whatever. I just know, I guess, certain ones that I like.
Sure. You know what you like when you see it.
Yeah, like kind of like that, you know?
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Is there anything new today that you like? I mean,
Yeah, we can take that a little further. New and old.
When I came in, I like that that orange Roadrunner, that Daytona one.
Yeah.
I like that one. I've been digging these Ferraris, but I don't know. Every time I see that damn Trans Am, it really does something. I like that one. So yeah, every time I see that, they're pretty much at every one. So
yeah, there's always a Bandit for sale.
You know, yeah,
I'll tell you the car that I like today is the Nissan 370Z.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have one this summer.
You were saying that last night. You were looking at getting a 370Z.
Yeah, we're gonna get. My wife wants a convertible, and this summer it's gonna happen.
Well, you let me know when it happens so I can come and put Dalbus on the dashboard while we take it for a ride.
Okay. All right. We'll strap it to the
CTS turn away.
To the trunk.
That's right.
And haul it down
That's
here.
right. Every kid loves.
Get him cleaned out. We'll
Kids,
go through.
Kids love the fresh air, officer.
A good rainstorm.
I'll go to
That's
sleep.
like bath time, you know?
Yeah, there you go. Bath time.
I'll go to
Strap it to the.
Oh, Dalbus,
Strap it to the tongue. But yeah, so as far as, I mean, 370's been out for a long time.
Yeah.
But that's what I like. That's what I'm going to get at.
All right. Well, how about you, Julie?
I'm definitely a Ford girl. My first car was not a Ford. It was the 87 GMC Safari. But then my second car, I had like a little mint green 96 Ford hatchback. And then I got a 2000 Mustang convertible. Then I went away from the Ford for a little bit and I got that horrible PT Cruiser, which was just a total piece. And now I have an Escape. And I love it.
Cruiser.
Yeah, such a piece. Like I was like, oh, that's cute. No, it was a disaster.
Yeah, well, you got cute.
Yeah,
You got cute out of it.
Yeah, it was cute. It was cute and it was stupid. It was so stupid. I see why they don't make them. It's an awful, awful car.
Hey, don't beat yourself too much about it.
I know, right? I hated that car.
It's over.
Like literally
Yeah, it's over.
within
We
like
forgive you.
2
You're
days of
nightmare.
owning
It's
it, I was like, I hate this car, and I had it for 11 years. So I guess like it wasn't that bad, but like I hated that car. So now I have a Ford Escape, which is like super soccer mom car, but I love it. My dream car is a Shelby. Every time I go to the dealership to like get my oil changed or something, I go in and just drool over those. I'm hardcore a Ford girl, like tried and true. I love Fords. Like even walking around here, I found myself taking pictures of all the cars that were like catching my eye, and they were like the vintage Ford trucks, and they were the Mustangs. Like I love Ford. I love them. They
I'm
just
I'm a
they
sucker
do
for a Ford
something.
F100, man.
Oh, right, that was Brian's first car. He had a 78 F100.
Three
It
on
was
the
like
tree? Nice.
amazing. And that's when I met Brian. He was driving that car or that truck. And I just was like sitting in the front seat. And we hadn't even started dating yet. And I was like, this is a hot truck. Like, I love Ford. So for me, it's Ford.
All right.
Okay, so Chris, it's your turn.
Myself, is quite honestly, as far as classics go, I like my muscle cars. I really do, and I know that they weren't like amazingly done, but they were done in lower quantities, and I guess that's why I like them so much. You don't see Plymouths on the road as much as you do Chevys, Fords, things like that. You know, you don't see as many of them.
Yeah, because they broke.
They broke.
They got broken.
I know. I'm just talking about freedom. I'm just talking about freedom.
It's okay. I'm not one to judge.
They got broken.
I'm just talking about what catches my eye whenever I walk in somewhere. Whenever I see a CUDA, something like that. Yeah, like my eye immediately turns. It's one of those, like, I love a fastback. It's probably hands down like my second favorite car of all time. I love a Mustang Fastback.
We might have to.
But yeah, my heart belongs to Plymouth, and it's just those crazy cars like the Roadrunners.
So you like that Daytona?
You know, the Daytonas.
Yes,
and,
Those weren't crazy cars.
yeah.
Those weren't crazy cars.
Well, I mean, it just interesting, unique. You know, they stood out on the road whenever you saw them. There was no confusion as to what it was.
That's right.
Yeah, and that's what I liked about them. They were distinct. They made bold moves in design that were like, let's put this obnoxious 2-foot spoiler on the back of this thing. Because it just looks hot. It just looks fast. You know,
this is my truck.
So, this is my truck. Julie almost just spit took on that one. That was great.
There's a lot of good things in this last.
When it comes to modern stuff, I really tend to go much more toward the Dodge and Chevy road, and it's because they really did start I think a lot of the rebirth.
Yeah, brought back the Camaros.
They brought back the Camaros. And you know, Ford followed suit with the Thunderbird and stuff like that.
Mustang.
Yep, and the Mustang. But I mean, I loved. I'll admit it. Probably one of my favorite modern cars that came out that was a reboot was the Thunderbird. When the Thunderbird came out, it was like, wow, look at that.
It was cute because they really threw it back.
Round window in the back, like just the way it was. Round headlights, round tail lights. It was like, yeah, you really brought it back. And I think that because they weren't hugely popular, they didn't sell a lot. But I think it really turned the industry eye at that point to be like, wow, look at this. Like, people really just bought into the Thunderbird again, and the Thunderbird hadn't been popular since like the early '80s.
Although it didn't have that long a run.
No, it didn't. It was only out for like 2-3 years.
Yeah.
But like I said, I think it really changed the industry eye because it was shortly after that they started talking about bringing the Challenger back. That they started talking about
which is a good-looking car.
Bringing the Dark back. Bringing back all these cars that were mainstays of their lines for years and years and years.
And wouldn't it be simply amazing if they would bring back some of the real old classics with 100% electronics.
Yeah.
And all the new suspension that they could use. And,
yeah.
I mean, a little like this Camaro SS right here.
Oh yeah.
427.
Yeah.
It's like a transformer.
Yeah.
You could update, bring that back in the body style, and have it entirely just mainstream in new technology.
Yeah.
It would. I guess it'd kill the old market, but it'd make everybody else happy.
Sure.
But it wouldn't really kill the old market because there's still going to be the people that want the original.
That's it. There's always going to be people that want what they had. There's always going to be the people
The collectors.
like the nice gentleman that was here that bought Big Red. That was like, I was here to buy other cars.
Right.
Until I walked by Big Red.
Yeah.
And it really took me back to like Camaro. Like, what were the cars that I owned as a kid? Camaro.
Yeah.
You know, and he's like, I walked by it again and I just couldn't walk away. You know, like, and I'm sure y'all swapped even more story outside being the gearheads that y'all. That's why I was like, you need to leave the table now, Pop, because the conversation you're gonna have out there is way better.
Yeah, it was.
Like you're gonna you're gonna love that kind of. As soon as I met him, I was like, Pops needs to meet this dude. Yeah. He was straight up. He was great. And on that note, everybody, talking about being straight up and great, we have a straight up great audience. I absolutely love our audience. I love our fans. You guys have kept us going for almost 2 years now. It's phenomenal. You're going to keep us going past the 100th episode this upcoming Tuesday. live at Hops and Grain in Austin, Texas, right up on Callis Street and 7th. Come out and check us out if you're in the area. If you're not in the area, download the Dudes and Freaking Beer app. It's free, costs absolutely nothing. Party in your pocket. I am creepily there with you all the time. Anytime you need me, turn me on. I'll talk to you. It's all good.
That's freaky, man.
Great. I'll have a beer with you. You can sit there and you can drink beer technically by yourself, but not be by yourself, because I'm drinking with you on the air. So it's all good.
You creeper.
See? I am willing for you to use me and the podcast and Steven as you're enabling to listen to Dudes and Beer and relax. And don't go crazy. Julie's shaking her head, palm facing her palm. And it's like, I'm not saying get crazy. I'm saying have a beer or two. And if you're going to get crazy, use FAIR. Use the code DUDES10, DUDES10, and you'll start saving 10%, and that goes toward your ride credits. You earn all of that, and you actively get to use that to ride for free with FAIR. So it's a great system. It's fantastic for those of you that used to drive for Uber, things like that. They don't actually take the 23% that Uber took. They give money to you. It's fantastic. So check out FAIR. Check out the Dudes and Beer app. Check out the 100th episode coming up on Tuesday. And
Doug Strahan on the 18th.
And Doug Strahan on the 18th. We're going to have Doug Strahan in studio. Man. Shout out to Doug Strahan.
Shout out.
And on that note, everybody.
Now, on this note, thank you very much for having me down here. It was really a wonderful time.
I thought of nobody else but you to have. Whenever I found out we were doing it, I was like, I got to get Pops, dude.
And I came straight down.
You did.
Yeah, you
running.
No hesitation.
You ran for about the first 200 miles, and you were like, I'll get there eventually. Don't worry about it.
But I sure appreciate it. Thanks
Absolutely, my friend. And you are definitely invited to Mecum Dallas whenever we go to Mecum Dallas in September. So, on that note, thank you once again, everybody. Thank you, Julie. Thank you, Steven. Thank you, Randy. Thank you, Andrew, back there for his help, making sure that the prize wheel didn't fall down all day. Thank you, Mecum. Thank you, Mecum family, Mecum Auto pushers and drivers for making the show happen. Thank you to all of our guests today. And once again, everybody, absolutely, thank you to you. Thank you to you for being you, for tuning into us, for choosing Dudes and Beer. And on that note, everybody, that pretty much wraps it for this edition of Dudes and Beer Live from the Mecum Auto Auction. Tune in to Dudes and Beer Live, episode 100, this upcoming Tuesday night, beginning at 8 p.m. on
Thanks for listening to this episode of the Dudes and Beer Podcast.
Starts at 7. See you
To listen to our audio streams and chat with us live, download the official Dudes and Beer app for both Android and iDevices, available on the Google Play and iTunes markets. For more episodes, content, and information, visit us online at dudesandbeer.com. You can also find our episodes on Spreaker, SoundCloud, YouTube, Stitcher, or your favorite podcast service. Dudes and Beer is a proud member of the Revolution Digital Group family of podcasts. Thanks for listening, everybody, and until next time, drink responsibly.